Chapter 1. In the Holy Light Temple, Jian Yu sat lazily on the throne, his eyes arrogantly scorning the crowd of gods under the main hall. Hey, Jian Yu! I heard that you have never been defeated along the way. Now that your undefeated myth has been broken, how do you feel? Humph, the so-called supreme gods are just a bunch of despicable clowns. Ha ha ha, yes, we admit that our victory is despicable, but as long as you die, no one will know how despicable we are. In the eyes of the world, we will still be gods representing justice. Oh? Really? Jian Yu smiled coldly, and a jade mirror appeared in his hand. All the gods were immediately frightened. A broken jade mirror, I would rather be a broken jade mirror than a complete one. Ha ha ha, it's such a great honor for me, Jian Yu, to have the gods bury me with me. Don't want. The gods let out shrill screams, and some were even so frightened that Jian Yu knelt down. However, Jian Yu has made up his mind. As the jade broken mirror was crushed by sword feather, the entire Holy Light Temple was instantly swallowed up by a white light of death. In a rental house in Yanhai City, Lin Xiao suddenly stood up from the bed. Looking at everything familiar in the room, Lin Xiao felt extremely horrified and looked at the mobile phone on the bedside. July 7, 2027, 7:30 p.m. Am I reborn? Soon, Lin Xiao confirmed the fact that he was indeed reborn. At this time, it was still half an hour before the server of Eternal Journey was launched, and Yanhai City was about to usher in the baptism of the Blood Moon. His ID in the Eternal Journey was Jian Yu. Although he was just a mortal player, he reached the top with an undefeated record and became one of the 10 main gods. However, he did not expect that the dark spirit had already secretly infiltrated into the divine world. Many gods among the gods were corrupted by dark spirits and became evil gods. When he went to the Holy Light Temple to accept his divine position, he was besieged by thousands of evil gods. In the end, he had no choice but to die together with those despicable guys. Lin Xiao looked at the star ring on his hand. The star ring is a prop for landing on the Eternal Journey. After being baptized by the Blood Moon, the star ring will be given 6 names: C, B, A, S, SS, and SSS. Different talent levels. Among the tens of billions of players in the world, 90% are B and C level players, and among the remaining 10% of players, 9% only have A-level talents. In other words, only 1% of players have S-level or above talents. Among them, the highest SSS level player is only 1 in 100 million. Depending on the talent level, the initial rewards obtained after entering the game are also different. SSS level rings can get top-notch talent rewards such as plus 50% attack power as soon as they enter the game, while C-level rings can only get trivial rewards such as plus 50% movement speed. Not only in the early stage, players with higher initial talent will be stronger in the later stage. If players with low talent want to surpass, they can only be like the good-for-nothing protagonist in the novel, relying on the accumulation of countless opportunities to change their destiny. However, how can the aura of the protagonist be enjoyed by ordinary players? Among the billions of B/C level players, there is only one person who can truly counterattack and become the supreme power, and that is Lin Xiao. After the Earth rotates for a whole day, most time zones have experienced the baptism of the Blood Moon, and the time zone where Yanhai City is located has become the last time zone to receive the baptism of the Blood Moon. Suddenly, the bright moon over Yanhai City turned into blood, and the entire night sky was bright red. The players in Yanhai City immediately fell into a carnival. Lin Xiao smiled coldly. Like these players, he thought that the Blood Moon baptism was because human technological civilization had entered a new era. Later he learned that it was all a conspiracy. From the moment they logged into the game, they embarked on a journey with no retreat. The catastrophe has arrived, and the end has come. Using flesh and blood, armed with iron horses, to overcome obstacles and conquer the kingdom of God, this is the only way for mortals to survive. When the door to the kingdom of God is closed, all unqualified players will be slaughtered by evil spirits, and no one will be spared. The tragic scenes of the massacre reappeared in Lin Xiao's mind again. The desperate eliminated people looked like lambs waiting to be slaughtered. The dark spirit snapped his fingers, and billions of human beings were reduced to ashes in an instant. When he thought of this, Lin Xiao's eyes suddenly became extremely resolute. He opened the window and stretched the ring in his hand out of the window. The blood-colored moonlight shone on the ring, and the transparent gemstone on the ring immediately turned into a strange scarlet color, and bloomed with a dazzling red light. Lin Xiao didn't care about his talent level after baptism, because his talent level in the last baptism was C. However, in the end, it was him, a useless C-level player, who stood out and advanced to the top 10 main gods. However, when the red light disappeared and Lin Xiao opened his eyes and looked around, he was suddenly stunned. The talent level displayed by the gem is X. Lin Xiao burst into laughter. What's going on? Are there any X-level talents? Thinking it was interesting, he uploaded the photo of the ring to the game forum, which immediately attracted ridicule from the crowd. The hearse carrying your mother's ashes hit and killed your whole family again. Because of one person's pornographic photos, the whole family went to heaven. With all due respect, I have no enmity with you. Why do you think I am mentally retarded? The original poster is a fighter among fools and a VIP among fools. The appraisal is completed. The appraisal fee is 250, and you can scan the QR code to pay. Thank you. None of the netizens believed Lin Xiao, and Lin Xiao didn't bother to care. It was probably a bug in the ring display. He lay on the broken sofa and started counting down. As soon as the server opening time came, the gems on the ring immediately extended several streams of scarlet light, covering Lin Xiao's body. The ring chip has been implanted into the human body and the binding is completed. A virtual game login interface appeared in front of Lin Xiao's eyes. Welcome to Eternal Journey, please create a game character. Lin Xiao entered his game ID, Jian Yu. Please wait a moment. The system will select the most suitable division for you based on your talent level. In the early stage of the Eternal Journey, there are no professions, and all rely on the guidance of the mentor. Before starting a mentor is an important way to obtain resources, so joining a good mentor is crucial to the game. At the same time, this is also a diversion method adopted by the official to avoid overcrowding in the novice village. Each division is equivalent to a novice village. Get ready to enter the game. Starting location, hidden copy, Ya Crying Island. Night Crying Island? Lin Xiao was stunned. Based on his gaming experience, he had never heard of this hidden copy. When the landing bar was full, Lin Xiao appeared on an isolated island in the sea. The roaring waves hit the black rocks, and the setting sun burned the sea of clouds in the sky red. Looking around, it was a beautiful and majestic place. A newbie's cloth clothes and a bronze knife were all Lin Xiao's belongings. ID, Jian Yu. Talent level X, hidden from everyone, disciple, none occupation, none HP 65 chi value, 43 attack power 4-6 physical defense, 3 magic defense, 2 spirit pet, none mount, none. Lin Xiao was stunned. He didn't even have a teacher? If you don't have a master, you can't receive the rewards from the master. This X-level talent is simply worse than C-level. But at this moment, a clear voice suddenly sounded in his mind. Ding! The Night King system begins to bind. Lin Xiao was stunned. Night King system. Yes, the Night King system is the super system of Ya Crying Island. Ya Crying Island is a hidden copy and is not displayed to the public. No player except the owner can find out and enter. I am the system guardian Xiao Meng, responsible for guiding the owner's game journey. Xiaomen's voice was very pleasant, and she immediately guided Lin Xiao to the ruins of a royal palace in the hinterland of Ya Crying Island. The palace is built against the mountain and is majestic. At the top of the temple of the Night King, you can overlook the entire island and the ocean. In the middle of the palace, a huge blue crystal stone was suspended. As soon as Lin Xiao entered, the blue crystal stone made a strange buzzing sound, and at the same time an X-shaped crack appeared in the middle, and the light suddenly shone brightly. Ding! Congratulations on getting the Night King's exclusive novice gift package. Lin Xiao's game package immediately contained a large gift package. Ding! Obtain the Night King's exclusive talent, Absolute Critical Strike. Absolute Critical Hit. All attacks against the enemy will cause double critical damage. Lin Xiao's eyes widened. Why is this initial talent of the Night King system so abnormal? The best talent at the SSS level is just to increase the attack by 50%, but when he comes up, he will directly hit with a knife. Chapter 2. Ding! Get the skill book, Swift Steps, Wind Slash. Swift Step, increase movement speed by 200%, duration 10 seconds, cooling time 20 seconds. Wind Slash, sweep the weapon forward and sweep out a tornado of wind. The tornado will knock away all enemies along the way and cause huge damage. The maximum attack distance is 50 meters and the cooling time is 20 seconds. Ding! Get the Ling Yun series novice set. Weapon, Moonzansing Crazy Sword. Protective equipment, Lionheart helmet, Wanderer armor, wind shoes, Luna bracers. Accessories, Greedy wolf necklace, Pa Jun ring. The equipment levels in the early stage of Eternal Journey are divided by color, which are white equipment, green equipment, blue equipment, yellow equipment, orange equipment, purple equipment, red equipment, and obsidian equipment. Now that the server has just opened, it is already quite rare for ordinary players to have a set of white outfits. Even top players above S level can only get a few green outfits from the sect, but Lin Xiao already has a full set of blue outfits. Weapon, Moonzancing Crazy Sword. Grade, Blue Attack Power 109-118. Additional attributes, Skill cooldown reduction plus 20%. Although it was only a first level novice outfit, its attributes were already quite abnormal, and the same was true for other equipment. After putting on all the suits, Lin Xiao checked his attribute panel again. ID, Jian Yu. Talent level X Disciple, none occupation, none HP 735 Chi value, 498 attack power 135-149 physical defense 103 legal defense 145 spirit pet, none mount, none exclusive talent, absolute critical hit. Master, how about this exclusive reward for the Night King system? It's very impressive. Lin Xiao couldn't help but said, but why is my sect still showing no status now? Because your master is the temple of the Night King, and Kiana, the Night King, is taboo in the Holy Light Continent. Her name is forbidden to be mentioned by everyone. When her beauty reappears in the Holy Light Continent, Manzu of the entire Holy Light Continent will bloom for her again. Night King Kiana? Lin Xiao couldn't help but be a little surprised, because he had never heard of this name before. It seems that after being reborn, everything is a little different from the previous life. He was about to ask more about Night King Kiana, but Xiao Meng changed the subject. From now on, this Night Crying Island will belong to the owner. The owner will have to go through a great tribulation every 10 levels. After successfully passing through the tribulation, he can come here to receive a gift package from the Night King until he reaches level 100. It turns out that the gift packs in this system are continuous. As long as you continue to become stronger, the gift packs will continue to reward you. Looking at the time, Lin Xiao secretly thought, the server opening welfare activities should be about to begin. As soon as Lin Xiao's thoughts flashed across his mind, a system announcement popped up in the message box. The server opening welfare event will start in 2 minutes. Players are requested to go to the welfare offices of major cities to receive tasks. Among them, the welfare tasks issued by Sword Fairy City will also have the opportunity to obtain additional special rewards. Friendly reminder, players with A-level talents and below are not recommended to participate in the additional special tasks. Even the official notice does not recommend players with A-level talents or below to participate, which shows how difficult this special task is. At the beginning, Lin Xiao was only a C-level player, so he could only keep at it in the beginning. He only accepted ordinary tasks and did not dare to think about additional special reward tasks. But now that he has a unique X-level talent, it is natural to go to the A piece of cake. Lin Xiao opened the map and teleported directly to Jianxian City. The welfare office of Jianxian City was already crowded with players. Looking around, it was bustling. As soon as the time came, the welfare officer of Jianxian City immediately issued a welfare task for opening the server. Thunder Sweeping Cave, the resentful demons and demons in Beihiling are rampant outside the city. Countless merchants and nearby people have been killed. Master Sword Sect of Sword Fairy City has issued an order to exterminate the demons, vowing to clear out the demons and restore peace to the people. The mission requires that the attack be carried out. Kill 200 wild monsters. In addition, if you kill the Wraith Vanguard Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf, you will also receive additional special rewards. The team reward belongs to the leader. No one really thinks that the Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf can be killed alone. The Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf is a 5th level boss. It requires at least 10 players of the same level to form a team to defeat it. The team reward belongs to the captain, and the other team members what to eat. The brain of this game planner is like a toilet, there is nothing but shit in it. Yesterday, my pig ran away from home and said he was going to apply for a job as a game planner. Now it seems he has been accepted. Other players were still complaining, but Lin Xiao had already accepted the mission and left. Beihiling outside the city was originally a creepy barren mountain, but now it was crowded with people, just like a supermarket having a discount. It was a long-lost scene in the novice village. There were more people than wild monsters, and all kinds of voices greeting other people's mothers kept coming and going. Lin Xiao smiled, then turned and left. He followed the mountain road and came to an abandoned altar. At this time, other players were still chopping man-eating flower seedlings or hugging rabbits in the first-level wild area. For the time being, they were still there. No players come to this second-level wild area. For Lin Xiao, this is an ideal leveling point. Skeletons and skeletons swayed around the altar, and wandering corpses let out terrifying ghostly roars. Lin Xiao glanced at their attributes. Broken Skeleton, Level 2 HP 413 Defense 45 Attack 49 Wandering White, Level 2 HP 398 Defense 39 Spell Power, 96 There are two kinds of wild monsters, one with physical attack and one with magic attack. Generally speaking, players will choose wild monsters based on their own equipment attributes. Those with high physical defense will use physical monsters, and those with high magic defense will use magic attack. Wild monster. But Lin Xiao's choice is that he wants them all. Swift pace. After activating Swift Step, Lin Xiao's movement speed instantly reached 300%. He used his coquettish snakeskin to move quickly through the group of wild monsters, and soon attracted the hatred of a large number of wild monsters. Wow, wow! The skeletons waved the rusty scimitars in their hands, and the wandering corpses kept spitting poisonous mist from their mouths. Although they tried hard to catch up, Lin Xiao moved too fast, and they could only follow behind Lin Xiao. He stared blankly, unable to launch any attack on Lin Xiao. When the swift pace ended, Lin Xiao suddenly turned around. Wind slash! The Jian Mad Saber swept away with all its strength, and a tornado roared out. Bang! 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 More than 30 charging wild monsters were all knocked into the air by the roaring tornado, and before landing, they exploded in the air and died. A level 1 newcomer can kill level 2 wild monsters instantly. This was a result that no player would dare to imagine, but Lin Xiao was not surprised at all, because from the moment he scanned the monster attributes, he had already expected this result, and his calculations of damage have always been extremely accurate. Can never be wrong. Ding! Kill the broken skeleton, experience value plus 210, gold coin N31. Ding! Kill the wandering rotten corpse, experience value plus 210, gold coin plus 54. After a series of dazzling operations, all the wild monsters became Lin Xiao's dead souls, and his experience bar surged and was overflowing in an instant. Bang! Lin Xiao's body erupted with a blinding glare. Ding! Congratulations on reaching level 2 and gaining 5 soul points. Hun Luo point. Lin Xiao was puzzled, what is this used for? Xiao Meng immediately answered, Hun Luo points are the lottery props of the Night King system. The owner can get 5 soul wo points every time he levels up. When he accumulates 10 soul wo points he will get a lottery opportunity. So that's it, Lin Xiao thought to himself, it seems that he has to seize the time to upgrade. He immediately activated the one-click pickup function, and all the gold coins exploded instantly flew into his package. Chapter 3. At this time, these two-level wild monsters could no longer meet Lin Xiao's upgrade needs. He needed to challenge higher-level wild monsters. So, Lin Xiao left the altar and headed towards the higher-level wild area. Soon, he came to Yiza village in the third-level wild area. This was an abandoned village. There was no human habitation among the ruins, and there were only a large number of saber-toothed horror pigs. Trapped here. Saber-toothed horror pig, an infected mutant monster. The wild boar skin on its body is a fine leather material, and traders in the city often buy it at high prices. Level 3 HP 546 Defense 79 Attack 84 Without saying a word, Lin Xiao quickly rushed into the group of saber-toothed boars. He led the group of wild boars to a dilapidated village alley. When he stopped and turned around, a sword suddenly appeared like a dragon. Wind slash! The wind and tornado swept away all the wild monsters in the narrow alley, and a terrifying damage value floated above the heads of all the wild monsters. HP 707. This has exceeded the maximum health of the saber-toothed pigs. There is no doubt that these saber-toothed pigs were killed collectively again. Ding! Kill the saber-toothed fear pig, experience value plus 330, gold coin plus 93. Ding! Kill the saber-toothed dire pig, experience value plus 330, wild boar skin x1. As a basic material, wild boar skin can be exchanged for 10,000 gold coins when recycled to material merchants in the city. According to the exchange system of Eternal Journey, 100 gold coins can be exchanged for 1 RMB, so a piece of wild boar skin can be exchanged for 100 RMB. In this wave, Lin Xiao broke out a total of 4 pieces of wild boar skin, which was equivalent to 400 RMB. The harvest was quite generous. Although it is said that Lin Xiao, who has reached the top of the divine throne, is no longer interested in money, after all, he has to start from scratch again, so money is still needed in many places. For example, tomorrow he can see Xia Min again, the girl who, although she has a bit of a temper, is willing to entrust her life to him. In the last life, Lin Xiao received too many favors from her. In Lin Xiao's heart, she is himself the only relative. Although Lin Xiao's strength later trampled all the gods under his feet, when his only relative was targeted by death, he was unable to save her. Xia Min will come to see him tomorrow. If he doesn't prepare some money today, he will really have a headache tomorrow. Lin Xiao put away his thoughts, and when the skills were cooled down, he immediately started the next round of brushing. Wind slash. Wherever the strong wind passes, not a blade of grass grows. Ding. Kill the saber-toothed fear pig, experience value plus 330, gold coin plus 93. Ding. Kill the saber-toothed dire pig, experience value plus 330, wild boar skin x1. Soon, Lin Xiao had killed 200 wild monsters and completed the ordinary welfare task. But his goal is not just some ordinary welfare rewards, he also wants to kill the fire-toothed eagle wolf and win special rewards. So, the Jian crazy sword in his hand danced again, violent and ruthless killing, suffocating and cold death, and endless rewards. This is the most primitive passion of the eternal journey. Bang! As Lin Xiao's body glowed again, his level finally reached level 3. Ding! Congratulations, you have reached level 3. You have gained 5 soul points. Ding! You have met the lottery conditions. Do you want to spend 10 soul points to conduct a system lottery? A floating lottery interface appeared in front of Lin Xiao's eyes. The lottery interface was like a clock. There was a pointer in the center, surrounded by 12 treasure boxes. On the central origin of the fixed pointer, the word start was written. Of course, only he can see this lottery interface. Lin Xiao clicked start without hesitation. As a result, the pointer began to rotate rapidly, and the 12 virtual treasure boxes also began to tremble. Gradually, the speed of the pointer began to slow down, and when it stopped, it pointed to treasure chest number 7. Ding! Congratulations, you have obtained the skill book, 100-step flying sword. A 100-step flying sword, the human sword merges into one, leaps and flies, ignores all obstacles, is immune to all damage, causes a penetrating strike explosion damage to all enemies along the way, and also applies a serious injury bleeding effect for 5 seconds. The serious injury bleeding damage value is equal to the penetration explosive damage value, cooling time 20 seconds. The soul points required for the next draw, 15. It turns out that as the level increases, the number of soul points required for the lottery will continue to increase. At this time, Lin Xiao was already at level 3. Originally, he should have gone to the level 4 wild area to continue earning money and level up, but instead of doing so, he came to an abandoned mine behind Yizhou village. Outside the mine is a group of black rat miners. Like the saber-toothed dire pigs, they are just level 3 wild monsters. Of course Lin Xiao's target is not them, but the violent black rat king hidden at the bottom of the mine. The violent black rat king is a welfare boss and the first welfare boss in the entire server. Welfare boss is a special boss. After other boss are killed, they will be refreshed, and everyone has a chance to refresh. But the welfare boss is the only one. Once killed, it will disappear forever. Others will never have a chance. It can be said that if you swipe it, you will earn it. There are countless hidden opportunities in the eternal journey, and welfare boss is one of many opportunities. If a low-talented player can brush more welfare boss and get some extra special rewards than others, he will have the opportunity to surpass high-level players. A talented player. This is said, but in fact, players with high talent can often get more opportunities, because many opportunities require hard power. For example, the Black Rat Demon King hidden at the bottom of the mine at this time, if it is low level, if you encounter a talented player, you can only stare blankly. Only a team of highly talented players can get through. In this way, the strong become stronger and the weak become weaker. It becomes more and more difficult for the weak to surpass the strong. In his previous life, Lin Xiao was just a C-level player. Although he worked harder than anyone else, he was naturally deficient. He could only catch up with those strong players and barely managed to not be left behind too much. Before level 90, he has always been unknown. After practicing until level 95, he unexpectedly got a super opportunity, which allowed him to enter the top 500 in the rankings. It can be said that he was a late bloomer until he was almost at the max level. Finally, when he was at level 99, he tried his best and narrowly escaped death to become one of the top 10 main gods. At this point, he officially became famous across the server and became the biggest winner. At that time, he was only one step away from reaching full level. However, his glory only lasted for one day. When he went to the Temple of Holy Light and accepted the throne of God, all the glory came to an abrupt end at that moment. In fact, the original violent Black Rat King was not created by Lin Xiao, but by a big anchor live broadcast. It was only when he was watching the live broadcast that he learned that there was a welfare boss here. In his previous life, he could only be a silent spectator, watching others get first kills, swiping the public screen, and secretly NAing others' highlight moments. But in this life, he has Super X talent, so he vowed to let everyone remember his ID, Jian Yu, on the first day. Lin Xiao rushed into the Chifeng mine without hesitation. After starting his fast pace, he used his signature snakeskin to move around, constantly attracting hatred in the narrow mine tunnel, while also perfectly dodging all attacks, and finally followed. There were 50 or 60 black rat miners behind him. It is super dangerous to lure so many wild monsters at once, because if they attack at the same time, they can basically kill Lin Xiao instantly. But Lin Xiao doesn't care at all. These days, if you starve the brave to death and starve the timid to death, if you are not greedy, what is the difference between being a salted fish? Chapter 4. Seeing the opportunity, Lin Xiao did not hesitate and took action decisively. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao's man and sword turned into a ball of white sword shadow, shooting out like the light of heavenly fire. Boom! The lightsaber instantly penetrated all the wild monsters, just like a bullet penetrated a long row of wine bottles. The gold coins and various materials and equipment exploded by the wild monsters, all splashed like bursting wine. Ding! Kill the black rat miner, experience value plus 330, gold coin plus 93. Ding! Kill the black rat miner, experience value plus 330, black rat skin x1. Ding! Kill the black rat miner, experience value plus 330, steel cutting knife x1. Lin Xiao glanced at the Zhanggong Dao. Although it was a level 3 weapon, its grade was only green. Its maximum attack power was less than 60, which was less than half of the Moon Zhanggong Dao. He could only recycle it to the store to make some money. Money. This is normal, after all, it is just an ordinary wild monster, and it is impossible to explode anything too good. If you really want to reveal good treasures, you can only defeat the boss. Lin Xiao turned on the automatic pickup function. When all the gold coins, materials, and equipment flew towards him, he had already walked away without looking back. Immediately, Lin Xiao rushed forward again, attracting a wave of wild monsters. Wind slash! Bang! 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 The wild monsters that were blown away by the strong wind and tornado were chopped to pieces in the air, and they were all killed on the spot. At this time, an hour had passed since the game server was launched. Lin Xiao's package had already received a lot of rewards. He did a rough calculation and found that the various incomes added up to almost 1 million gold coins. According to the game's exchange system, he has probably earned a little over 10,000 yuan. Lin Xiao cut through the wilderness like a knife chopping cabbage, wild and brutal, and he took the aesthetics of violence to the extreme. In this way, he single-handedly entered the second floor of the Chifeng mine. At this time, a group of players suddenly appeared at the entrance of the mine, about a dozen or so. The leader was a player whose ID was Feng Zhongmei, level 3, S-level talent, and dressed in green. Although such talents and equipment cannot be compared with Lin Xiao, among ordinary players, they are already outstanding. Feng Zhongzai led people towards the entrance of the cave and said loudly to the air, "Everyone, we are going to the Chifeng mine soon. What I am doing now is the teacher's opportunity mission, to kill the Black Rat King. The first welfare boss in the server will be gone after you finish it. If you want to, you won't have a chance to do it. The technical anchor is teaching online. Friends who like it can follow it and buy some small gifts to support it. There is a special live broadcast channel in Eternal Journey. As long as the live broadcast permission is activated, the entire network can be broadcast live. Feng Zhong recalled that he was the big anchor who played the violent Black Rat King in the live broadcast. At that time, Lin Xiao was just a rookie. For a long time, people like him could only look up to him humbly. It's just that Feng Zhong recalled a lot of dark history in the past, especially when he first debuted. Another big anchor regarded him as his brother and took him to fly. As a result, after he became famous, he became ungrateful and fell in love with that brother's girlfriend. He gave his benefactor a big cuckold. No matter how he cleans up, this matter will never be cleared away. Therefore, his live broadcast room has always been dominated by negative fans, and most of the comments are to set the rhythm. It's not easy to remember my brother. More than a dozen of my subordinates formed a team and worked as dogs to gain experience, and I finally lifted you to the 3rd level. To kill a black iron boss, you actually need more than a dozen helpers. With so many people working for you, you can win with just a dog, so why do you need you? You're wrong to say that. Of course you can win if you lead a dog, but that's not necessarily the case if you lead Brother Zui Yi. You dare to say that Brother Chu Yi is not as good as a dog? Damn it! If you can talk, talk more. You'd better write a book. Facing the ridicule that filled the screen, Feng Zhongshuemui didn't care at all and directly responded, "You are really bad at trolling. I really wonder if you sprayed too hard and blew your brains out. Without teammates, you don't really think that the boss can be killed alone. You are just an S-level trash. Of course you think it's impossible. I can tell you responsibly that in the eyes of us SSS level players, challenging a boss is just a basic operation." Ha ha ha, yes, there are less than 100 SSS level players in the world, but my live broadcast room is full of SSS level players per capita. Alas, a group of dead B/C orphans in real life, but online they are all. You are a master of SSS. Who doesn't know how to fake it? If you have the guts, come to me and let me, an S-level country bumpkin, see how you SSS level masters can defeat the boss. There are already very few S-level players, and these black fans are naturally even less likely to be SSS level masters. The number of black fans has dropped by more than half. Feng Zhongshui was instantly proud. "Don't tell me, Brother Sui, I look down on your IQ. I can tell you responsibly that it is impossible for anyone to kill a boss of the same level as him alone, not even an SSS level master. If you can find a master to kill the violent Black Rat King alone today, I will immediately change my ID to Feng Zongqi %Shi. If you trolls can't find it, then you will all be the same in the future. My son." After saying the cruel words, Feng Zhongshui recalled his men and headed toward the bottom of the mine while slaying monsters. Finally, Lin Xiao reached the bottom of the mine. In the center of the cave, he saw the welfare boss, the violent Black Rat King. Lin Xiao checked the attributes of the violent Black Rat King. The violent Black Rat King, a cruel leader of evil spirits who takes 2 of his men for dinner and snacks every day. Level 3 grade, Black Iron attribute, welfare boss, HP 6500, attack power 540, defense 420, skills, pounce, bite. Boss, like players, is also divided into levels. The early boss is divided into 5 levels: Black Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. Although the violent Black Rat King in front of you is just a Black Iron boss, it also has more than 6000 HP and an attack power of more than 500. If there are no teammates to share the damage with such an attack, it can basically kill an ordinary player in an instant. However, Lin Xiao didn't care. He took a deep breath and took action decisively. Wind slash. The violent Black Rat King was hit by the tornado, and his blood volume was reduced by 950. But because it is a boss, it is immune to control effects and is not knocked away. The violent Black Rat King was enraged and rushed toward Lin Xiao. After attracting the hatred of the violent Black Rat King, Lin Xiao moved forward without hesitation. 100 steps flying sword. A sword beam shot through the sky like a meteor, passing through the violent Black Rat King's body. A terrifying damage value floated above the head of the violent Black Rat King. HP-1087. After passing through the violent Black Rat King, Lin Xiao fell behind it. Before the violent Black Rat King could turn around, Lin Xiao quickly added a flat A-level basic attack. HP-425. Chapter 5. I have to say that Lin Xiao's basic attack is really abnormal. Even an ordinary flat A/ can deal such damage. The violent Black Rat King jumped into a rage, turned around and immediately opened its bloody mouth and flew towards Lin Xiao to bite him. However, Lin Xiao had already started to move quickly. Not only did he speed up to avoid the Black Rat King's crazy counterattack, he also walked around to the side of the violent Black Rat King and started to move wildly. In his last life, due to his talent shortcomings, Lin Xiao had to work extra hard in operations, thus developing his unparalleled top-level operations. Although many great players can also perform Lin Xiao's is undoubtedly the best among them. I saw Lin Xiao's elegant and agile figure. No matter how furious the violent Black Rat King was, he used his dreamlike movements to perfectly dodge. At the same time, the sword light in his hand danced wildly, and he slashed continuously. Click! 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 The violent Black Rat King could never catch Lin Xiao, but he was hit repeatedly. HP-458. HP-486. HP-491. In addition to the damage caused by the subsequent serious injury and bleeding effect of the 100-step flying sword is also constantly consuming the blood of the violent Black Rat King. HP 254. HP 262. HP 249. Finally, Lin Xiao's lips curled into a victorious smile in advance. At this time, Wind Slash's CD has finally cooled down. Wind Slash. The moment the tornado hit, Lin Xiao forcibly interrupted the backswing of the skill and cast the 100 steps flying sword in advance. This was also one of Lin Xiao's famous moves back then, a seamless combo. The tornado and the lightsaber passed through the violent Black Rat King's body at almost the same moment. Bang! The blood bar of the violent Black Rat King was instantly cleared, and he died suddenly on the spot. Ding! Kill the violent Black Rat King, experience plus 54,000, gold coins plus 15,000. Primary Experience Pill X1, Skill Book, Blade Assault. Lin Xiao's experience bar had already reached 90%. After killing the Black Rat King, it instantly filled up and his level suddenly rose to level 4. After taking the primary experience pill, the level 4 experience bar increased to 62%. Ding! You have unlocked the skill book, Blade Assault. Blade Assault, charge to the enemy in front and launch a slash, causing huge damage. There is no cooldown. However, you can only attack the same target once within 10 seconds. Displacement plus high explosive damage is a very powerful skill. Immediately, a server-wide system announcement also appeared. Congratulations to player Jian Yu, who successfully killed the violent Black Rat King and won the first kill achievement in the server. Special reward, Elementary Marrow Cleansing Pill ×1. Elementary Marrow Cleansing Pill, it can cleanse the player's talent. The effect is random, but it can at least improve the talent by 1 level. It cannot be used by SSS level players. This system announcement was received by all players in the server. Suddenly, the whole server was in an uproar. Holy shit! I'm so prosperous! This guy is so prosperous! This marrow cleansing pill is worth at least 1 million. Brother, don't use your monthly salary of 3,000 yuan to measure the strength of rich people. If this marrow cleansing pill is less than 5 million, I will immediately sell cars and houses, and get a kidney transplant loan. Do you believe it? Don't even think about it. Anyone who can kill the boss first when the server is launched is definitely a powerful person who is not short of money. Unless he is a top SSS level player, others will definitely keep it for their own use, and there will be no sale. At this time, Feng Zongsuyi and a dozen of his subordinates had just reached the second floor of the Chifeng mine. Seeing this announcement, Feng Zongsuyi was stunned. Impossible, impossible. What I took was obviously a hidden mission for the master. Hidden missions are all separate. It is impossible for anyone else to take it. In order not to leak the news, I even started the live broadcast after arriving at the entrance of the cave. This Jian Yu, how do you know that this boss exists? What on earth is going on? Chapter 6. More importantly, the violent Black Rat King is a welfare boss and will not be refreshed after being killed. This means that the mission of the division in Feng Zhong Recall cannot be completed and the mission has completely failed. Just when Feng Zhong recalled being angry and annoyed, another system notification was refreshed. The achievement list of Fearless Pioneer and King of Single Kills has been unlocked. Players, please pay attention to learn more. Memories in the Wind quickly clicked on the achievement list in the game interface. Sure enough, 2 more achievements were added to the achievement list. Fearless Pioneer, get the first kill of the boss. In addition to generous first kill rewards, you can also participate in the Fearless Pioneer list. The ranking period is 1 month. Within a month, the player who kills the most boss for the first time will receive the Fearless Pioneer achievement. Reward: a Fearless Pioneer ring. After receiving the reward, all data on the list will be cleared, and all players will start from scratch to compete for the next month. If the player can continue to win the Fearless Pioneer achievement in the next month, he can continue to retain the Fearless ring. If the player performs poorly in the next month, he will not be able to win. If you get the most first kills in the next month, the reward will be cancelled, and the ring will be automatically given to the new first kill champion. At this time, there is only one ID on the Fearless Pioneer list. Sword Feather. First kill of the Violent Black Rat King, Fearless Vanguard point +1 single kill king. If you kill the boss in a single kill, you can participate in the competition for the single kill king list. The list period is 1 month. Within a month, the player who kills the most bosses alone will win the single kill king. Achievement: rewards a single kill king ring. Single kill rules: teams are not allowed. All boss blood must be consumed by the same player. The level difference between the player and the boss should not be more than 5. For example, if a level 30 player kills a level 10 boss alone, it does not count as a single kill. Only a level 15 player can kill it alone. Only level 10 kills count. The monthly ranking data is cleared. If the player can still win the single kill king achievement in the next month, he can continue to retain the single kill achievement ring. If the player performs poorly in the next month and fails to obtain the most single kills in the next month, then if the reward is cancelled, the ring will be automatically given to the new solo kill king. At this time, there is only one player on the list of solo kill kings. Sword Feather. Single kill of the Violent Black Rat King, single kill point +1. Special note: achievement rings and ordinary rings can coexist. Each player can only wear one ordinary equipment ring, and up to 9 achievement rings can be worn. Let me choke. The Violent Black Rat King was actually killed alone. This Jian Yu is too perverted. Does anyone know him in real life? Please introduce him. Congratulations to the player Feng Zhong Reminiscence, who has obtained the achievement of eating %shit, and will be rewarded with a name change card. Please change your ID to Feng Zhong Eat %shit immediately. Ha ha ha, brother shit is really a very particular person. If you don't eat at home, you have to eat in the wind. Do you still want to show off your food to everyone? Ha ha ha, don't you understand this? Brother shit eats fresh, hot shit. If you eat it at home, it will burn your mouth. Of course, you have to go into the wind to dissipate the heat. Looking at the barrage of black fans filling the screen, the memories of the wind are about to break. I'm sorry, I don't recognize the solo kill achievement of this guy called Jian Yu. He took advantage of the loopholes in the rules of the game. I won't change my ID because of a shameless villain like him. Thank you. Feng Zhongmei expressed his attitude directly to everyone in the live broadcast room. Hey! Brother shit, will you lose face if you lose? Others have officially recognized their achievements, why don't you recognize them? You said that others took advantage of the loophole, what evidence do you have? Just open your mouth, shit will be delivered to your mouth, don't you wait to eat it. But Feng Zhong Ziyuai snorted coldly, sure enough, you are all a bunch of retarded people who can't even understand such a simple truth. Hey, you trash, you really lowered my IQ in the live broadcast room. Chapter 7. This guy named Jian Yu obviously brings auxiliary helpers, and he will only bring more than me, never less than me. He and his auxiliary team are not in a team. He is single-handedly challenging the Violent Black Rat King. At this time, his support team constantly provided him with auxiliary bonuses such as blood recovery, shield increase, speed increase, damage increase, etc., and even helped him forcefully transfer hatred at critical moments. In this way, all the output is done by him alone. According to the rules, he is indeed a solo kill, but in fact, it is the credit of his support team. In my opinion, such a solo kill is not at all it is a true solo kill. I despise such cheating behavior and want me to change my ID for this despicable behavior. Dream on. Although Feng Zhongshui is cheating, there is nothing wrong with what he said, because even a top SSS master is basically impossible to kill a boss with a similar level alone unless he has the opportunity. Extraordinary, all kinds of attributes are extremely abnormal, it is possible to truly kill an ordinary boss by oneself. As for those abnormal boss with extra attributes, it is absolutely impossible. In the previous life, many advanced players used the method of recalling in the wind to gain single kill achievements, brought a bunch of assistants to assist them, and cleared some ordinary boss, thereby obtaining the reward of the king of single kills. As for those perverted bosses, this single kill method is directly ineffective, because the skills of those perverted bosses are very unreasonable, and they will kill even the assists directly. Humph. Don't worry about how other people Jian Yu single killed the boss. Anyway, Jian Yu is now on the official single kill list. If you can't afford to lose, just say so. I can't afford to lose? Humph, forget it, I can do a solo kill like him in Feng Zhong Reminiscence. Just wait, Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf, I will broadcast it live for you black fans to see. When the time comes, you will understand why I can become the anchor of Feng Zhong memories, but you can only be a troll. The live broadcast room is full of anti-fans. Feng Zhongqiu, who has been slapped in the face by Lin Xiao once, has no way out now. If he can't beat Lin Xiao on the Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf, then he will have to fight on the first day of the server. Became the laughing stock of everyone. Although he didn't know Lin Xiao's current level, Lin Xiao had already killed the violent Black Rat King, so he must be higher than him. He had no time to waste. His team spreads out to fight monsters, and when they reach their remaining health, they all move to the middle, where he can move in seconds, because when the team is leveling up, the person who kills the wild monsters will gain 50% more experience than other team members. Precisely because of his experience in teamwork, his level was not far behind Lin Xiao. But if he wants to catch up with Lin Xiao through this method, it can only be said that he is dreaming. Lin Xiao returned to the city directly from the bottom of the Chifeng mine, and then teleport to the next leveling point. Wolf Smoke Ruins, this is a level 5 wild area, and as far as the eye can see, they are all young fire wolves. Young Fire Wolf, level 5 HP 746 defense 99 attack 96. Because he took the primary experience pill, Lin Xiao's experience bar has now risen to 62%. With his wild monster spawning speed, he can reach level 5 in less than an hour. At this time, his private message box has accumulated 999 plus private messages, all of which are requests to add him as a friend. You don't have to think about it. These people saw from the system announcement that he single-handedly killed the violent Black Rat King, so they wanted to come. Make friends with him, a big boss. In addition, there are many people who want to buy his primary marrow cleansing pill. However, Lin Xiao has no time to deal with them now. In the eternal journey, good things can be sold without worry, so Lin Xiao is not in a hurry to sell them. So, he cleared the private message box and set the friend permissions. If he wanted to add friends, he had to pay 1 million gold coins first, otherwise there would be no need to talk. Sure enough, the private message box suddenly became quiet. So he started leveling up at full speed. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao's figure suddenly rushed towards a young firewolf like a swift sprint. Blade Assault has no cooldown CD and can be cast infinitely, but it can only be cast once for 10 seconds on the same target. However, this is no problem for Lin Xiao, because ordinary wild monsters simply cannot withstand him. A violent assault. Cut. The light of the sword flashed, and before the young firewolf had time to react, he let out a howl and fell into mourning on the spot. Ding! Kill the young firewolf, experience value plus 543, gold coin plus 62, Wolf Fang X1 whoosh. 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 Lin Xiao's figure was like a phantom meteor, darting left and right among the wolves, galloping freely and dazzlingly, but he himself was as happy as the wind. Every time he rushes in, a young fire wolf dies. His knife represents death to the wild monsters, and he is the god of death who holds the knife. Ding! Kill the young fire wolf, experience value plus 543, ring-headed sword X1 ding. Kill the young fire wolf, experience value plus 543, premium wolf skin X1 ding. Kill the young fire wolf, experience value plus 543, essence powder times 1. Lin Xiao's experience bar slowly increased. At this moment, a message suddenly popped up in his private message box. The player Nai Xiao has requested to add you as a friend and will give you 1 million gold coins. Do you accept it? Those who are willing to spend 1 million gold coins to add friends are naturally rich, and judging from the ID, it should be a girl. Lin Xiao thought about it and accepted it. Hello, would you like to use your primary marrow cleansing pill? Lin Xiao has a unique X-level talent, so naturally he doesn't need this elementary marrow cleansing pill. I'm very busy. If you want, just quote me directly. As Lin Xiao spoke, he swept out a blast of wind. Bang! 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 More than a dozen young firewolves were swept away and died suddenly on the spot. 5 million RMB, what do you think? 10 million. If you don't agree, you don't need to reply to me. 10 million? With all due respect, this price is a bit unreasonable. Lin Xiao simply stopped replying. He didn't want to waste time on such trivial matters. After a while, Nai Xiao over there couldn't hold his breath anymore. To tell you the truth, I know much more inside information about this game than you do. The pill you have is just a primary marrow cleansing pill with limited efficacy. Higher grade marrow cleansing pills will be released in the future. At that time, it would be very difficult for you to sell for 5 million. Lin Xiao was stunned for a moment, and then he understood that Nai Xiao was a game prophet. The so-called game prophets are some elites who have obtained some so-called game insider information from certain channels in advance. Lin Xiao sneered and immediately replied to the message. What you call the inside story of the game is not even scratching the surface in my eyes. What you know is that the people behind the scenes deliberately let you, the so-called social elites, devote themselves to this game and then drive the whole people to participate. Got it? In addition, if you want to obtain advanced talents and be one step ahead of others at the starting point, then you must spend 10 million, not even a dime less. You can wait for the price to drop, but you can weigh it yourself by how many people will surpass you. Obviously, Nai Xiao's mind was hit by Lin Xiao, and she responded to the message almost instantly. 10 million, deal. Chapter 8. Immediately, Nai Xiao sent another message. What you just said is that we game prophets don't even know the inside story of the game. What does this mean? It means you know nothing about this game. People like Nai Xiao and others at most know that this game is not a product of Earth's technology. In the later stages of the game, excellent gamers can obtain various magical props from the game and bring them back to reality, allowing them to play in the real world. Become a magical being like a Marvel hero. They all thought that this was a generous gift to the Earth from an unknown advanced alien civilization, so they did not hesitate to spend huge sums of money to invest in this battle. But in fact, these are just appearances. There was never any generous gift. They started from the game. Everything you gain in life comes at a price. Just like the name of the game, this is an eternal journey. Even Lin Xiao could not complete this journey in his previous life. He fell one step away from the end. Killing is the only scenery along the way, and death is everyone's only companion. In this life, Lin Xiao vowed never to let the same tragedy happen twice. Can you be more specific? Cannot. You. I've already given you 10 million, can't you just say a few more words? No, besides, you haven't paid yet. If you don't pay, I will delete you as a friend. Lin Xiao's attitude was very determined. Apparently they didn't dare to test Lin Xiao's patience anymore. Send me the coordinates and we'll trade in person. Lin Xiao sent the coordinates to Nai Xiao. 100 steps flying sword, boom. The lightsaber dragged a comet tail through the ruins corridor, and all the young firewolves along the way were killed without even realizing it. Bang! Lin Xiao, who was still flying, burst out with a dazzling light, and he finally reached level 5. After passing through the ruins corridor, there was a wilderness stone bridge in front of them. Suddenly, a drizzle began to fall from the sky, and the night rain drifted diagonally, bringing with it an icy chill. Under the stone bridge, there is a small river with gurgling water. After a while, a female player came quietly, and the ID above her head was Nai Xiao. Level 3 talent A, give me money. Before Nai Xiao could say anything, Lin Xiao asked for money first. After crossing the stone bridge, his target, the fire-toothed eagle wolf, was hidden in the mountain col ahead. He didn't want to waste time. Nai Xiao pouted and rolled her eyes at Lin Xiao. She thought that since she was a girl, Lin Xiao would be willing to chat with her for a while, but she didn't expect that Lin Xiao only had money in his eyes. Nai Xiao cursed in his heart, the straight man is hopeless. Immediately, a transaction box popped up in front of Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao put the primary marrow cleansing pill on it, and Nai Xiao also entered 1 billion gold coins. After the transaction was completed, Lin Xiao's package contained 1 billion gold coins. He immediately converted all of them into RMB through the exchange system and deposited them into his bound bank account. The bank account in the game is encrypted and cannot be checked by anyone. It is absolutely safe, but there is a 10% handling fee, but Lin Xiao doesn't care. Nai Xiao took the marrow cleansing pill, and her body was immediately enveloped in auspicious light. When the halo dissipated, her talent level immediately changed from A to SS. Ni Xiao was so surprised that her mouth opened wide. She was directly promoted to 2 levels. This was beyond her expectation. She thought that 10 million was a bit of a loss before, but now it seems that it is no longer a good deal. Ni Xiao then said, "Where are your teammates? Why haven't you asked them to come over? I'm here anyway. I'll take a look at your skills in brushing the fire teeth carving wolf and learn from them." Lin Xiao said calmly, "No need to read, you can't learn my skills." Ni Xiao pouted in anger, "Hey! Don't look down on me. Do you know who I am?" Chapter 9. Lin Xiao was not interested in knowing who she was. He already had the money anyway, so Lin Xiao turned around and stepped onto the stone bridge. Ni Xiao stomped her feet angrily behind her. But, immediately, she chased after him again. Lin Xiao was neither surprised nor surprised by Ni Xiao's pursuit. Soon, Lin Xiao arrived at the entrance of the mountain Col. The fire-toothed eagle wolf was on the empty flat not far ahead. The fire-toothed wolf was as big as a lion, with a pair of fiery red saber-toothed fangs sticking out of its mouth, and its eyes were ferocious and terrifying. Fire-tooth eagle wolf, a mutated bloodthirsty wolf, the blood of its prey can make it extremely excited. Level 5 grade, Black Iron HP 10500 attack power 840 defense 520 passive skill, Blood Feast, it can make the enemy bleed every time it attacks. The lower the enemy's health, the higher its attack. Active skill, Night Wolf Roaring Moon, it will emit a harsh wolf howl at the target, causing huge damage to enemies within the fan-shaped sound wave range. Wolf's Bite, jumps in the direction of the target. If the enemy is knocked down by it, it will suppress the enemy for 3 seconds and carry out terrifying bites 6 times in 3 seconds. Ni Xiao couldn't help but exclaimed, "Here I go, the attributes of this fire-toothed eagle wolf are too abnormal, the blood volume is over 10,000. Saying that, Ni Xiao reminded Lin Xiao, "Hey, isn't it? If you don't ask your teammates to assist you, you don't really think you can defeat a boss of the same level alone, do you?" Although Lin Xiao was on the solo kill list, everyone firmly believed that he had taken advantage of a loophole in the rules. No one believed that he really single-handedly killed the violent Black Rat King. At this moment, there was a sound of footsteps behind the two of them. Looking back, it turned out that the anchor Feng Zongziui had arrived with more than a dozen of his men. At this time, the memory in the wind has just reached level 4, which is 1 level lower than the fire-tooth eagle wolf. Normally, a player like him must be at least 2 levels higher than the boss to be able to form a team and win. However, he couldn't wait any longer, because he knew that when he reached level 7, Jian Yu would definitely kill the fire-tooth eagle wolf before him, so he had to give it a try. Holy shit! It's Jian Yu! He's dressed in blue, what a cheat! Ha ha ha, we really are enemies on a narrow road. Now we have something good to watch. Brother shit, it's time to save your dignity, come on! Ha ha ha! The live broadcast room of memories in the wind suddenly became lively. Seeing Lin Xiao, Feng's Hongai gritted his teeth in hatred. It was because of Lin Xiao that he had lost face in front of millions of viewers just now. Feng Zhongziui snorted coldly, "Friends, believe me, you two can't win the boss. My live broadcast room has millions of viewers. I advise you not to embarrass yourself and let me and my brothers go first. It's done, I think you should be okay with it." Although Lin Xiao's equipment level was better than his, but relying on his large number of people, Feng Zongmei didn't take Lin Xiao seriously at all. Lin Xiao frowned, "Okay, I'll just wait 10 more seconds." Feng Zhongziui mocked, No, I'm not as naive as you. It will take me at least 3 minutes to defeat this boss. My calculation of damage is never wrong, thank you." Lin Xiao sneered, "Don't get me wrong, I mean, you will be wiped out by the boss in 10 seconds. My calculation of the damage is more accurate than yours, thank you." "You?" Feng Zhong recalled angrily. "But after thinking about it, I finally endured it. Open your eyes wide and watch me. See how I leapfrogged the boss. Not every cat or dog can understand my skills." Chapter 10. Lin Xiao sneered, "Okay, please start your performance. It must be a long night and many dreams, and it is not polite to reminisce in the wind." He led a dozen of his men around the fire-tooth eagle wolf, and each took a position. Before the fight started, he did not forget to say something to the anti-fans in the live broadcast room. I don't know how many first kills it will take to silence you keyboard warriors. I hope you won't blush when you see my achievements on major lists in the future. After saying that, he officially started fighting. Ignore the surrounding mobs, just pull the boss, and pull it to the side to slowly drain its blood. A subordinate who learned the long-range skill immediately fired a long-range artillery round at the fire-tooth eagle wolf, preparing to follow Feng Zhongmei's instructions to pull out the fire-tooth eagle wolf to prevent those little monsters from interfering nearby. However, the fire-toothed wolf immediately became furious after being attacked. Roar! The night wolf howls at the moon. A fan-shaped sound wave rushed out. Feng Zongshui's subordinates were only at level 3. They couldn't withstand this kind of damage. As a result, 6 of them were killed on the spot. In the live broadcast room, the whole screen was filled with holy shit. Feng Zhongshui was dumbfounded for a moment. He thought that his calculation of the damage would never be wrong, but reality slapped him hard. He knew nothing about the damage of the Eternal Journey boss. Fire-tooth eagle wolf's passive skill Blood Feast has been triggered. At this time, it has entered violent mode, the damage is even more abnormal, and even the movement speed is despairingly fast. Click! 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 The fire-toothed eagle wolf went on a rampage, one child at a time, and Feng Zhongmei's subordinates were killed one after another. None of them could escape. They promised to defeat the boss, but it turned out to be a one-sided massacre from the beginning. Come on, brother shit! It's time to show off your real skills. Brother shit! Let's see what a real solo kill is. The anti-fans were all excited. Feng Zhongshui gritted his teeth, turned around and sped away. The boss was definitely unbeatable. It would be even more embarrassing if he handed over his life here now. However, how could the already furious fire-tooth eagle wolf let him go? Wolf's bite. The fire-toothed eagle wolf jumped high, pounced in the air, and threw Feng Zhongshui to the ground. Due to the suppression effect, Feng Zhongshui couldn't move. The fire-toothed wolf immediately bit him cruelly and continuously. It was originally cruel. There are 6 bites, but because the fire-toothed eagle wolf has entered the violent mode, the attack is doubled, even the green-clad Feng Zhongmei can't withstand it, and the health bar is instantly emptied. The game screen of memories in the wind suddenly turned into black and white. From the time they started brushing to the moment the group was wiped out, it was exactly 8 seconds, which was 2 seconds earlier than Lin Xiao's prediction of 10 seconds for the group to be wiped out. Fortunately, their level was less than level 20, so there would be no penalty for losing experience if they died. However, this time he was completely embarrassed. Ha ha ha. Shit brother, you don't even dare to hit A, you just turn your back to the boss and give it for nothing. Confucius, Mencius, and I can't understand what you're doing. It's really a 5-star chef who cooks good food. This operation is so damn good. So many good food rushed to my stomach, I'm full, brothers, how about you? Feng Zongzia fell to the ground and roared, a bunch of dead orphans, they just know that the internet is beeping, you can do it. It's no big deal, I'll do it. A voice suddenly sounded, and Lin Xiao walked toward the field without hesitation, holding the Moonzangbing Mad Saber in his hand. Nai Xiao's eyes widened, and the live broadcast room instantly exploded. Are my eyesight? This Jian Yu doesn't want to kill the fire-tooth eagle wolf alone. Hey, another live broadcast will lead to death. Young man, why don't you live a good life? Why do you have to spend your life pretending? Chapter 11. A sinister and smug smile appeared on the corner of Feng Zongziu's mouth. Originally, he was the only one who was embarrassed, but now that Lin Xiao, Shabai, stood up to accompany him to be embarrassed, he would be much better off. He used his mind to lock the camera in the live broadcast room on Lin Xiao. He wanted everyone to see how embarrassed Lin Xiao was. If someone laughed at him about this matter, then he would have Lin Xiao to back him up. Got it. Under the witness of everyone, Lin Xiao took action. Wind slash. The fierce tornado roared towards the fire-toothed eagle wolf. No. There are so many mobs around, and he actually wants to fight against the boss with so many mobs. Does he know how to play games? If he doesn't even understand the basic game routines, I really don't understand how he got on the achievement list. Just as everyone was questioning, a terrifying damage value floated above the fire-tooth eagle wolf's head. HP-1204. Seeing this damage value, the barrage suddenly filled the screen with holy shit. They can't understand this harm, they can't understand it at all. After being attacked, the fire-tooth eagle wolf became furious and immediately swooped towards Lin Xiao. Feng Zhongshuemui died under this move just now. If he is hit, he will suffer continuous cruel bites and will definitely die. So Feng Zhongshui immediately chose to run away. However, Lin Xiao was not confused at all. He faced the flaming-toothed eagle wolf flying towards him and directly chose to fight head-on. 100 Steps Flying Sword. The 100-step flying sword was immune to all damage, and the lightsaber directly penetrated the fire-tooth eagle wolf in the air. Bang! HP-1560. Nai Xiao's mouth opened wide. Now she finally believed that Lin Xiao said that she couldn't learn his skills after watching them. It wasn't that Lin Xiao deliberately looked down on her, but that she really couldn't learn them after watching them. As soon as Lin Xiao finished his 100 steps flying sword, he immediately turned around with his sword in hand. Blade Assault! Blade Assault! He performed 2 sharp blade attacks in a row. The target of the first attack was the fire-toothed eagle wolf. He directly slashed the fire-toothed eagle wolf's 1,500 health points. As soon as the fire-toothed eagle wolf opened its huge mouth, he instantly moved towards it again. A wild monster not far away charged away. His movement trajectory is like a standard V-shape. Roar! As soon as Yelang Xiaoyu's sound wave came out, Lin Xiao was already unharmed in the distance and killed the wild monster. The whole action was completed in less than 1 second. Lin Xiao's operation was undoubtedly dancing on the tip of the knife. It made people's hearts beat faster. It was perfect. Now those keyboard warriors finally understand why Lin Xiao didn't clean up the mobs first. It turns out that Lin Xiao actually has this secret skill. The subsequent serious injuries from the 100-step flying sword continued to consume the fire-tooth eagle wolf's blood. The furious beast's movement speed increased instantly, and Lin Xiao also started to move quickly and started the classic and exciting dog-walking operation. Because blade strike cannot be used continuously on the same target and must be separated by 10 seconds, Lin Xiao pulled the fire-tooth eagle wolf to shuttle among the wild monsters. Whenever the fire-tooth eagle wolf passed by a wild monster, Lin Xiao was caught off guard by a blade strike, kill the wild monster, and then immediately add a flat A to the fire-toothed wolf on the side who had no time to react, and then immediately charged towards the other wild monster with a sharp blade to keep the distance. Lin Xiao's operations were as fast as lightning, showing off the sky. Every time the fire-tooth eagle wolf counterattacked, it would be a beat slower. In Lin Xiao's repeated whoring, the fire-tooth eagle wolf's hand was flat A 8 times, and it was all. It was a draw, and Lin Xiao killed more than 4,000 of its HP. At this time, other skills have been cooled down, and the mark on the head of the fire-tooth eagle wolf has also disappeared, which means that Lin Xiao can use blade strike against him again. Everything. It's over. Lin Xiao let out a roar. Wind slash. HP 1232. 100 steps flying sword. HP 1602. Under the seamless combo of attacks, the fire-toothed eagle wolf suffered heavy damage, and its blood volume instantly bottomed out. Lin Xiao didn't wait for the lightsaber to fly to the end before turning back in the air. Blade Assault. Click. The brilliant sword light cuts directly into the forehead of the flaming-toothed wolf. Bang. The body of the fire-toothed eagle wolf exploded on the spot, and let out its last miserable howl. Ding. Kill the fire-tooth eagle wolf, experience plus 100,000, gold coins plus 30,000, primary experience pill x2, orchid ring x1, fire orchid necklace x1. Orchid ring, level 6 grade yellow attack power 51-72 fire orchid necklace, level 6 grade, yellow attack power, 63-81 system announcement. Player Jian Yu successfully killed the fire-tooth eagle wolf and received the first kill reward, Hurricane Sword. Hurricane Sword, a sword made of wind elements. Grade, yellow attack power 209-218 additional attributes, blessed by wind element, plus 100% movement speed during combat. After getting 3 pieces of yellow equipment at once, Lin Xiao's attributes have reached a new level. ID, Jian Yu. Level 5 Talent Level X Disciple, None Occupation, None HP 1035 Chi Value, 698 Attack Power 379-438 Physical Defense 133 Legal Defense 185 Spirit Pet, None Mount, None Exclusive Talent, Absolute Critical Hit. On the Fearless Vanguard list, Lin Xiao has another record, killing the fire-toothed eagle wolf, Fearless Vanguard points +1. At the same time, Lin Xiao's single kill points also increased a little on the list of single kill kings. There is still no one else on the list, and there is only one ID named Jian Yu in Dugakaiubai. The fire-toothed eagle wolf contributed 100,000 experience points, and Lin Xiao took 2 more experience pills, and his level was immediately raised to level 6. Ding! Congratulations on reaching level 6 and gaining 5 soul points. Lin Xiao's soul points had reached 15, and he could draw the lottery again. However, because Feng Zhong Memories was currently broadcasting live, he didn't want to make people suspicious in front of so many people, so he turned around and left. However, his brave and heroic performance of killing the fire-toothed eagle wolf just now has been watched live by millions of people. Now, he is completely famous. Brother shit! You said before that Jian Yu took advantage of the rules, but now you live broadcast by yourself, so you have nothing to say. Not only did Jian Yu kill the boss with 1 sword and 1 man, he didn't even lose a drop of blood in the end. If you are a man, change your ID immediately. The memory in the wind is filled with anger, unwillingness, and horror. He originally thought that Lin Xiao was here to embarrass him, but he never thought that Lin Xiao was here to slap him in the face with his strength. Not only did he single-handedly kill the fire-toothed eagle wolf, he even lost 0 blood in the end. If he hadn't seen this kind of strength with his own eyes, he wouldn't have believed it even if he was killed. Feng Zhong Ziyuyi immediately closed the live broadcast and said fiercely, "Damn it, Jian Yu, let's wait and see. It is impossible to change the ID, not even in this life. For now, we can only stop broadcasting for a few days and wait for the storm to pass." Lin Xiao returned to Jianxian City, found the welfare officer and handed over the task. The Thunder Cave sweeping mission has been completed, and the reward is double experience scroll X1. The mission of killing the fire-toothed eagle wolf has been completed, and you have received a special reward, apprenticeship sticker ×1 for special tasks like this. The rewards for the first player to submit the task are different from those for the players who submit the task later, so it is impossible for the players who submit the task in the future to receive apprenticeship stickers. After all, the value of the apprenticeship invitation is too great. If everyone gets it, it will be worthless. Chapter 12. Apprenticeship Post. With this post, you can go to any initial sect to become a disciple, and you can designate any master of that sect as your exclusive mentor. The sects of Eternal Journey are crucial to the game. The skills in other games are based on professions, but the skills of Eternal Journey are taught by sects. Even if professions are divided later, players of the same profession will have different skills because of their different masters. For example, they are both archers, but the skills of the archers of King Yun Pavilion and the archers of Changshenmen are also different. As for the initial skill of the archer, King Yun Pavilion learned the skill of 1,000 arrows pierce the heart, while the Chongsheng sect learned the divine arrow chasing the Sunday. This setting adds countless gameplay methods to the game. It is not limited to professions and each player can be unique. There are thousands of initial sects. When you first enter the game, the system will arrange suitable sects for players based on their talents. This is because some sects have very high talent requirements for players and B/C level players cannot join. Some even have the sect doesn't even accept A-level players. These sects all have excellent resources, but unfortunately 99% of players are not qualified to enter. But it's different with the apprenticeship sticker. With the apprenticeship sticker, all the initial sects can join whichever school they want, and they can also designate any master in the sect to be their own dedicated mentor and train themselves with all their strength. As Rebus said, if you stand on the cusp of the storm, even a pig can take off. With a master from a top sect as your mentor, even a C-level player can definitely change your destiny and soar into the sky. If in the previous life, Lin Xiao would have had a discipleship sticker, he would probably have fainted with laughter, but in this life he doesn't need it anymore. His hidden sect is the Temple of the Night King, which is incomparable to any initial sect. Thinking of this, Lin Xiao couldn't help but think of Kiana, the owner of the Night King Temple. What kind of mysterious woman was she? Will she really return as the king in the future? Suddenly, Lin Xiao's message box started shaking again. In the blink of an eye, the accumulated messages reached more than 100, and it was still increasing. You don't need to think about it to know that these people came to Lin Xiao to buy apprenticeship stickers. 1 million gold coins is nothing to a rich person. It seems that he has to increase the cost of making friends, otherwise he will be annoyed to death by these strangers in the future. Lin Xiao directly set the friend restrictions to not allow anyone to add friends, and then clicked on the soul lottery. There are 12 treasure chests again, and this time I picked treasure chest number 11. Ding! Congratulations, you got an IOU. IOU? Lin Xiao laughed dumbly, what is this? Taking it out from the package, it turned out that it was an IOU written by someone else to Qiyana, the Night King. Lin Xiao could take this IOU and go to Master Sword Sect of Sword Fairy City to ask for the sum he owed Qiyana. Old accounts. It did not state what Master Jianzong of Sword Fairy City owed Qiyana. Lin Xiao thought that maybe he could learn something about Qiyana from Master Jianzong. But Lin Xiao doesn't plan to go to Lord Jianzong now, he just wants to have a good rest. As soon as he was reborn, he worked hard from midnight to 5 in the morning. He was a little tired. He wanted to get some sleep and it wouldn't be too late to find him when he goes online tomorrow. After looking at the lottery interface, the next lottery will cost 20 soul points, so you have to wait until level 10. Just when Lin Xiao was about to log off, his message box popped up again. It was from Nai Xiao. She wanted Lin Xiao's apprenticeship invitation. Lin Xiao replied directly, "I'm not free now, let's talk tomorrow." Nai Xiao quickly replied in a small booth, "You must not sell it to others, I." As a result, before the message was finished, it showed that Lin Xiao was offline. Nai Xiao's nose twisted in anger, "Damn Jian Yu, don't let me know who you are, otherwise, I'll tell you to look good." Chapter 13. In one day, he experienced the peak of his life, and then fell into the abyss in an instant. After being reborn, he immediately became famous all over the server. Such ups and downs were a bit too much for Lin Xiao. After going offline, he took a shower and lay down on the sofa. Within 2 minutes I was snoring loudly. I don't know how long I slept, but suddenly, there was a knock on the door outside. The sound was so loud that even several pieces of paint on the wall were shaken off. Lin Xiao had a splitting headache. He knew who it was, but he still wanted to sleep, so he pretended not to hear. However, as soon as the key rang, the door opened. A woman in her 20s walked in. Just saying she was beautiful was not enough to describe her. It was no exaggeration to say that she was stunning. Her face is full of girlish collagen, her complexion is fair, her facial features are exquisite, and what's rare is that she also has a super good figure. She is wearing a mini dress, and her exposed skin is elastic at first glance, making people fall in love with her at first sight. I can't help but have my mind wandering and my thoughts wandering around. She is Lin Xiao's beautiful landlady Xiamin. She is always polite and unforgiving, but whenever Lin Xiao encounters difficulties, she is always the first to help, no matter the cost. In her last life, in order to help Lin Xiao ascend to the throne of God, she even risked her own life. As a result, fate played a cruel joke on her, and she was permanently sealed in the Ghost Shura world, leaving no trace of her body. "Hey! Can you respect the tenant's privacy? I haven't gotten up yet." Lin Xiao shouted as he quickly grabbed the pants on the side and put them on in a panic. Xiamin sneered and said, "Forget it, are you still afraid that this girl will take advantage of you? Even if I take advantage of you, it's still your profit, do you understand?" Lin Xiao put on his pants and sighed, "Sister Min, I have always regarded you as a relative. It's just a little rent. There is no need for you to come early in the morning." "Early in the morning? See for yourself what time it is now." Lin Xiao picked up the phone and wiped it. It was already 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and he slept deeply. Xiamin immediately said, "Even if you are a biological brother, you have to settle the account clearly. You already owe me 2 months and 10 days of rent. Plus the water, electricity and gas bills, I will calculate it for you. The total is 3,708, go and find out for yourself. Which house is renting now without a deposit of 1 and 3? If it weren't for the fact that you just graduated and it's not easy, would I have let you live for so long in vain? But Sister Min, I am not a charity person. If every tenant is like you, then I am not going to drink the northwest wind. Let me tell you, if you don't pay the rent today, then..." Just when Xiamin was chattering non-stop, Lin Xiao suddenly smiled and said, "You must have played the game very badly yesterday." Xiamin was stunned, "You, how do you know?" Yesterday before the blood moon baptism, Xiamin prayed for more than an hour. After the baptism, she unfortunately became the lowest sea-level player. She was so angry that she smashed the Jesus statue she just bought. After entering the game, they were assigned to Qingluan Palace by the system. It was a small sect that catered exclusively to female players. The resources in the sect were pitiful, the equipment rewards were all white equipment, and the entry-level skills taught by their instructors were all rubbish. Skills, it can be said that there is no future at all. Xiamin was tired all night before he managed to reach level 3, not to mention the excessive anger. Lin Xiao smiled and said, "How about this? I'll tell you a hidden benefit in the game for free, and we won't mention the rent anymore. How about that?" Xiamin sneered and said, "Forget it, everyone is playing the game for the first time. How can you know the hidden benefits? You don't mean to say that you are an SSS level master?" Lin Xiao said, "Of course I am not a great god, but I happened to meet a great god in the game yesterday. He told me, how about this deal?" Xiamin frowned and thought for a moment. Lin Xiao just owed a few thousand yuan in rent. This amount of money was nothing to her. If she could really use this amount of money to buy a welfare, what? It's all a huge profit. However, Xiamin still said, "How do I know if you are lying to me?" Lin Xiao said, "You can log into the game immediately to verify. If I tell lies, I will get out immediately." "Okay. This is what you said. Come on, tell me, what are the hidden benefits?" Lin Xiao coughed twice. "You go to the Fengling Tavern in Jianxian City, buy a roasted chicken, add a bottle of aged Huidiao wine, and then go to the forbidden area behind your Qingluan Palace, and after a few minutes, there will be when an old beggar talks crazy words comes out, you can negotiate terms with him." Xiamin quickly asked, "What conditions are we talking about?" Lin Xiao said, "Of course let him be your secret exclusive mentor." "What? Let me find an old beggar as a mentor? Are you kidding me?" "I'm not kidding you. That old beggar is no ordinary person. His name is Wen Liang. He used to be a knight commander. If he is willing to be your mentor, then you will never be worse than an S-level player until level 30. Xiamin was full of doubt, "Is it so magical? I lied to you and all my relatives died. TCH, you just said I was your biological sister. What about after level 30? We'll talk about the future later. I can only help you so much now. What if he refuses to be my mentor? If he refuses, you threaten him and tell the world that he deserted during the decisive battle with the evil spirit army in Hongchuan Gorge, and he will naturally agree." This Wen Liang was Lin Xiao's first mentor in the previous life. Although he was always crazy and made Lin Xiao miserable, he was actually a poor person and also gave Lin Xiao a lot of help. If not he, Lin Xiao, couldn't get up at all. Xiamin thought about it for a moment. "Okay. Just wait for me. If you dare to lie to me, see how I deal with you later." With that said, Xiamin got up and left. Lin Xiao rents an old building in a village in the city. It has 6 floors in total. Tenants live on the lower 5 floors. Xiamin lives alone on the 6th floor. Lin Xiao has been here for 2 years and has never been up there once. Lin Xiao brushed his teeth and washed his face. After cleaning up, he was ready to go out for dinner. It was getting dark now. He logged off too early yesterday and slept all day. There were probably many people there. The level has caught up with him, and maybe some of the Kryptonian Liver and Kryptonite Gold Party members have surpassed him. He will work hard all night tonight to completely confirm his superiority. Just when Lin Xiao was about to go out, Xiamin suddenly burst in. "Lin Xiao! You! Lin Xiao was confused by her. "You are really my biological brother. That Wen Liang has agreed to be my exclusive mentor. Did you know that he just gave me a blue-equipped weapon as an initiation gift? And more. He also gave me an introductory task, which is not difficult but has a lot of rewards. It's so cool. You really gave me a super gift this time. Sister, I really love you to death." Ollie gave. Lin Xiao smiled awkwardly, "Then why don't you do the task? I'm going out to eat now." Xiamin smiled, "I know you want to eat, so I came here to treat you. I'll pay for it." Chapter 14. Xiamin drove her A4 and took Lin Xiao to a Western restaurant. The food here was not cheap. In Lin Xiao's impression, although Xiamin was rich, she had always been stingy. This time she actually invited Lin Xiao to such a high-end restaurant. It was indeed a bit of a surprise to Lin Xiao to have a meal in such a special place. After ordering, Xiamin said, "Sister Min, I always keep my word. I will never break my promise to waive the rent as promised before. In addition, I will give you 1 more month. How about it?" "Sister Min, I have enough. Be generous." Lin Xiao sighed and smiled without saying a word. Xiamin said displeasedly, "Why, you are not satisfied yet? With this meal, I will give you 5 or 6 thousand at least." At this moment, a beautiful woman walked up the stairs. As soon as the beautiful woman came up, she attracted many eyes. The beauty is wearing a limited edition toad mirror on her face, which makes her face even more small and delicate. Although she is not very old, she is about the same as Xiamin, but with the LV, Gucci and other famous brands, she looks even more charming. It has a bit of noble and mature charm. The short black gauze skirt and black lace stockings add a bit of mystery and sexiness. She walked straight to a table not far from Lin Xiao and the others, put her brand name bag on the table, sat down generously, and then said to the middle-aged man opposite. "Give me another 10 million. The middle-aged man smiled helplessly. "Kikai, I just gave you 10 million yesterday, and today you come to ask for it again. It's not that Dad doesn't love you, but you also know my difficulties." But the beauty didn't buy it at all. "Do you know how I used the 10 million yesterday?" The middle-aged man said, "I don't know when you told me about money." The beauty said, "I bought a marrow cleansing pill in the game yesterday, and now my talent is SS level." The middle-aged man was shocked. "What? Only Jian Yu got the marrow cleansing pill yesterday? Did you buy that marrow cleansing pill?" Lin Xiao was also stunned. The beauty named Kikai in front of him was the Nai Xiao in the game yesterday? "Let me see, she is really a beautiful lady. In terms of appearance, in the real world, I am afraid that only Xiamin can fight with her." "That's right, and I also added him as a friend. He now has an apprenticeship certificate in his hand. If I can get that apprenticeship certificate, I can find myself an exclusive mentor. Now you should know why I still need one. It's tens of millions." "No problem. No problem. I'll ask someone to give you 10 million right away. You must get that apprenticeship certificate." The middle-aged man was extremely excited. He immediately took out his mobile phone and dialed the number, asking the other party to transfer money to his daughter immediately. Lin Xiao smiled, "Sister Min, now you should know how much it costs to find an exclusive tutor." Xiamin was speechless. The apprenticeship sticker was for apprenticeship. The benefit Lin Xiao gave her was equivalent to giving her an apprenticeship sticker. She thought she was being generous by paying a few thousand yuan, but she didn't expect that an apprenticeship post could actually sell for 10 million yuan. Xiamin pouted, "You won't really ask me for 10 million, no, no, no." Xiamin pouted, pretending to be pitiful, and looked at Lin Xiao with tearful eyes. "Ahem." Lin Xiao coughed twice, "That won't happen, but the future rent." Xiamin said quickly, "You don't have to pay rent anymore. You can live as long as you want. In addition, the water, electricity and gas bills are all mine." Lin Xiao's lips curled up, "Okay, then I'll just suffer some losses." Xiamin had a smile on her face, Yes, we are siblings, so we can keep our wealth from going to outsiders." At this moment, the middle-aged man said, "When Jian Yu killed the violent Black Rat King yesterday, everyone didn't pay much attention to it, thinking that he was just lucky. When he killed the Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf again, everyone knows that he is not simple anymore. The video of him killing the Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf alone has now gone viral on all major platforms. It's incredible to kill Fire-Tooth Eagle Wolf alone. He can actually show off without losing a drop of blood. To be honest, if it weren't for the fact that we were sure that there are no cheats in Eternal Journey, then I would have doubted whether he used some cheating method. What do you think about this matter?" The beauty said, "This is really strange. When I was with him, I checked his attribute panel. His talents are actually hidden, and he has not joined any section. I really don't understand what his skills are. Where did you learn it, and the damage is so abnormal?" The middle-aged man said, "Yes, this is the key to the matter. As far as I know, he has closed the friend permission. Many big people want to add him as friends, but they can't. You must take advantage of it and see if you can. Make an appointment with him in real life. The revival of our Nai family depends entirely on you." The beauty said, "I'll try my best, but he is very cold. I'm afraid it will be difficult to ask him to meet in person." The middle-aged man said, "There is no rush, you can take your time. By the way, I received news that there is a game profit. I received a profit reward this morning and said that there will be a dragon treasure chest hunting event in the game tonight. What are the details? The prophet is tight-lipped about the content of the event. You must prepare in advance. It is said that the rewards are very generous and cannot be missed." The beauty nodded, "Yes, I understand. I'll go back and prepare first." The beautiful woman got up and left, and not long after, the middle-aged man also paid the bill and left. Xiamen immediately said, "Hey, did you hear that? There is another big event tonight." Lin Xiao said, These big guys are different. They can actually get information in advance about activities that are not even disclosed on the official website. Game profits, who are they? Lin Xiao sneered disdainfully, they're just a bunch of self-righteous trash. There is a reason why Lin Xiao hates those game profits so much. As Lin Xiao said, what they know is just what people with ulterior motives deliberately let them know. They think they have mastered the true meaning of the game. In fact, it's just that they were used by others and thought they were great. In the last life, these self-righteous garbage prophets were greedy for life and afraid of death at the critical moment, betrayed their compatriots, and sent countless people to hell. After saying that, Lin Xiao added, before 10 o'clock tonight, prepare 100 wood fruits. This kind of material can be used to explode the evil tree spirit. Xiamen said, Mu Shizhou. What do I need this thing for? Lin Xiao said, if you need to do the dragon hunting activity, prepare it in advance to avoid being too late. Xiamen's eyes widened, do you know how to do the dragon hunting activity? Are you also a game prophet? Lin Xiao shook his head, no, I also heard it from a friend. As for my friend's ID, don't ask. He is very low-key and doesn't like to make friends with strangers. Xiamen said with some doubt, really? What about your ID? You can always tell me about this. I will add you as a friend when you enter the game later. Lin Xiao said solemnly, I can't tell you my ID. Why? Because, I'm a contract player. Xiamen's mouth trembled, no, are you a contract player? In the new book period, please support me, urge me to update, rate, and come together. Only with your support can this book take off. Thank you. Chapter 15. The so-called contract players refer to those players who cannot afford game rings and sign contracts with some large consortiums. A star ring is worth 200,000 yuan, which is naturally not something every player can afford. Therefore, some large consortiums will set up special game studios, and anyone who wants to play games will sign a contract with them. After signing the contract, players must absolutely obey the arrangements of the consortium in the game, and their IDs are not allowed to be disclosed to anyone outside the company to avoid unnecessary trouble. At the same time, all their profits from the game belong to the consortium, and they cannot become free until they complete their contribution to the organization stipulated in the contract. No wonder you know so many game secrets that others don't know. These must be inside information of your consortium, right? Right. You gave me all the inside information about your company. What if someone finds out? I heard that those big consortiums are not good people. Each one is more ruthless than the other. Xiamen said with sincere concern on his face, No, I have to help you terminate the contract. You don't have to worry about money. I will find a way to help you no matter how much. But Lin Xiao refused, No, I don't want to terminate the contract yet. With the help of the consortium, I can get a lot of game resources, which is also good for me. Don't worry, it won't take long before I will be better than the god of death makes everyone's expression change, and no one dares to be my enemy. Xiamen looked at Lin Xiao blankly. She suddenly felt that the Lin Xiao in front of her seemed different from before. Indeed, the original Lin Xiao was already among the top 10 gods, only half a step away from the legendary Supreme True God. No one under the Lord God can be rivaled, and everyone above the Lord God is evenly matched. Along the way, he has transformed from that ignorant and naive young man into a generation of killing gods. After dinner, Lin Xiao and Xiamen went home. Xiamen went up to the top floor, while Lin Xiao returned to the rental house, lay down directly on the sofa, and then logged into the game. It was less than 8 o'clock at this time, and there were still 2 hours before the dragon hunting activity started. Lin Xiao teleported to Luzi village. Luzi village, like Yizhou village and other villages, still belongs to the map scope of Jianxian city. Only players who have passed the novice stage after level 10 can venture to higher main cities. Lin Xiao went directly to Sha Xiao outside the village. There was a hidden leveling point that few people knew about. Although Lin Xiao had accidentally discovered this leveling point before, he did not dare to level up here because, even an S-level player, playing alone here is tantamount to seeking death. Lin Xiao came to the end of Sha Xiao and opened the hidden portal. Immediately, a shrill wolf howl came from the portal. Whoa! Then, the wolves roared loudly, and the surrounding areas trembled. Even the bright moon in the sky seemed to be unable to stand the terrifying atmosphere and hid in the clouds. The portal opened, and the wolves surged out like a flood. The wolf's eyes radiated a faint light like phosphorus, flashing in the darkness, which was frightening. The green light like phosphorus fire is moving, intertwining into a network, layer upon layer, and it is impossible to count how many hungry wolves rushed out. This is the sealed Blood Wolf Legion. The one rushing to the front was the Blood Wolf Striker. Blood Wolf Striker, level 7 HP 1246 defense 129 attack 149. Followed by groups of Blood Wolf Shooters. Blood Wolf Shooter, level 7 HP 1156 defense 105 attack 198. After that are the elite wild monsters. Blood Wolf Commandery, level 7 HP 2213 defense 214 attack 259. The attributes of these elite wild monsters have been strengthened, and the benefits gained from killing them will also be doubled. Once this legion comes out, it will be endless and refresh very quickly. If you level up here, the experience gain can skyrocket. However, even if SSS level players form a team to level up, they will never last more than 10 minutes. But, Lin Xiao can. When he killed the fire-toothed eagle wolf yesterday, he got a double experience scroll. After Lin Xiao retreated to the mountain pass, he clicked on it immediately. Ding! You have unlocked the double experience scroll and gained 2 hours of double experience time. With everything ready, Lin Xiao officially started the binge-watching mode. Wind slash. The narrow sandy COL was 100 meters long in total. The Blood Wolf Legion almost blocked the entire COL. The strong wind swept into the Legion, and the shadow of the strong wind was almost invisible. Only the densely packed Blood Wolf Legion was seen being attacked from front to back. Zhenfei, and then exploded with various benefits. Ding! Kill the Blood Wolf forward, experience value plus 1524, gold coin plus 98 ding. Kill the Blood Wolf Archer, experience value plus 1614, wolf bone bow times 1 ding. Kill the Blood Wolf Leader, experience value plus 3398, wolf bead necklace times 1 with the blessing of double experience. Even ordinary wild monsters have experience points as high as 1056, while the experience points of elite wild monsters even exceed 3000. Lin Xiao's blast of wind slash killed 200 plus wild monsters, and his experience bar suddenly increased by 5%. Such income is simply jaw-dropping. The Blood Wolf army is endless, and you can be as full as your appetite is. There was almost no pause for a second before the second wave of flood troops rushed out of the portal again. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao turned into a lightsaber and headed straight for Huanglong. From the mountain pass, he rushed directly to the portal. This wave of experience has reached a new high, with the experience bar rising sharply by 7%. Blade Assault. Lin Xiao's figure was lost in the Legion, but the Blade Assault was a single target attack after all, and could only kill one wild monster at a time. Even if Lin Xiao's operation was incredible, it could only slow down the speed of the Legion's surge, and not they cannot be stopped completely. According to the rules, if the number of legions rushing out of the mountain pass exceeds 100, the portal will be closed and will not be opened again within 24 hours. Then Lin Xiao's gluttonous feast was about to end early. But Lin Xiao was not worried. Using the sharp blade to attack, he greatly slowed down the legion's speed. When the legion quickly reached the mountain pass, his skills had already cooled down. Wind slash. Harvesting, constant harvesting. For the Blood Wolf Legion, this was an inhumane and brutal massacre, but for Lin Xiao, it was a carnival feast of picking up money with sacks. Bang! Lin Xiao, who had risen to the top of his game, finally reached level 7. The feast was still going on, and Lin Xiao's experience bar was still rising at an enviable rate. At this rate, Lin Xiao will have absolutely no problem reaching level 10 or above tonight. Lin Xiao thought silently in his heart, at level 10, you can go to True Dragon City, Mo Union. Lin Xiao read the name 3 times in his mind. It wasn't until the terrifying howl of a wolf came to his ears that his thoughts returned to the battlefield. Suddenly, all players received a system announcement. The dragon hunting event will start on time at 10 o'clock. This event is fair and just, and the rewards are generous. However, there is a time limit. Please adjust your game time appropriately and don't miss it. Seeing this news, Lin Xiao sneered. This cheating activity actually has the nerve to say it is fair and just? Thanks to dog food is not invaded, orange, N32717565 for the gifts. The boss is very generous and must be thanked. My friends will treat me to dinner later. The next update may have to wait until later because I can't see other data. So please support me by urging more updates. When the reminder exceeds 200, I will vomit blood and add more updates. Chapter 16. The rules of the dragon hunting activity will not be announced until the moment the activity starts. This is the most pitfall of it. The game prophets have already learned some of the rules in advance through the game NPC, but ordinary players have no idea. There is only one main line of this activity, which is to find a fallen dragon clan hidden in Jianxian City. First, the player receives a treasure box from the task NPC. The treasure box contains various clues. According to different clues, the player needs go to different NPCs to get information. However, the NPC will not disclose the information to the players for free, but will ask for various rewards from the players, among which Mu Shijiao demands the most. Lin Xiao asked Xiamin to prepare 100 Mu Shijiao for this reason. With 100 using Mushiquo as a guarantee can save at least half of the task time. In addition to directly asking for rewards, NPCs will also issue various tasks for players to complete. The activity time is only 2 hours in total. If the time is exceeded, it will be considered a failure. Ordinary players are completely unprepared. They don't even have time to prepare materials. How can they still have time to complete the task? Moreover, the clues in the initial treasure box are also tricky. It is basically certain that the higher the talent level, the more real the clues will be, the simpler the process will be, the higher the level of the dragon finally found, and the richer the reward will naturally be. It can be said that this game has two completely different attitudes towards ordinary players and elite players. Thinking of his experience of being played like a dog by the NPC when he was looking for a dragon in his last life, Lin Xiao couldn't help but feel angry. Unknowingly, Lin Xiao's experience value had risen to 43%. At this time, the level of the legions that emerged changed. As far as the eye could see, they were all armored wolves wearing strong and sharp armors. Those armored wolves were holding ghost-headed axes and came out in a loud voice. Armored Mountain Wolf, Level 8 HP 1450 Defense 204 Attack 199 Additional Attributes, Desperate Outlaw Death Fighting Maniac. When an enemy is discovered, he will fall into a bloodthirsty state and his attack will be doubled. The corner of Lin Xiao's mouth curled up with a hint of pride. Extra attributes meant extra benefits. As for the Desperate Maniacs, the attack was doubled. I'm sorry, this kind of enhancement does not pose any threat in Lin Xiao's eyes. 100 Steps Flying Sword. Boom. The lightsaber was in an invincible state, crushing all the armored wolves along the way. The king is nothing more than an ant. I will kill you just because I am happy. What does it have to do with you? No matter how crazy you are with your extra attributes, it doesn't make any difference in Lin Xiao's eyes. If there is any, it's probably like a buy one get one free special offer in the supermarket. Originally, I just wanted an experience. You insist on giving me a double portion. Since you are so generous and give it for free, I don't mind having it for free. Ding! Kill the Armored Mountain Wolf, experience value plus 3249, Wolf Bead Ring times 1 ding. Kill the Armored Mountain Wolf, experience value plus 3249, Sharp Light Armor x1. In the past, there were only a small number of Blood Wolf leaders who could give 3000 plus experience points, but now every Armored Mountain Wolf that Lin Xiao killed was rewarded with 3000 plus experience points. Such generous rewards accelerated Lin Xiao's experience value growth again. In addition to experience, there are also more and more equipment rewards. These equipments occupy a lot of space in the package, but unfortunately most of them are just some green equipment, and occasionally a few blue equipment. The attributes are not very good, and Lin Xiao doesn't like any of them. Although Lin Xiao can also set up a stall and sell to other ordinary players in exchange for some money, Lin Xiao today is just like Dad Ma. He has no interest in money for a long time. It is absolutely unacceptable for him to waste time doing this kind of thing. Impossible. So, he spent 1 million gold coins to open the warehouse system in the game, and stored all the equipment in the warehouse for other use in the future. This way, enough space was freed up for the package. When Lin Xiao reached 9 o'clock, he finally reached level 8. At this time, there was still an hour before the dragon hunting event started, and the time for double experience scrolls was also exactly an hour away. Lin Xiao continued to swipe wildly. The novice stage is so boring, and you can only level up by frantically killing wild monsters. After level 10, you have passed the novice stage and went to True Dragon City. At that time, your game life will be much richer. Wind slash. Piles of armored wolves were knocked away, just like a broom sweeping away a pile of scraps of paper, or perhaps even easier than that. At this moment, his message box popped up again, and he knew it was Nai Xiao without having to click on it. Because she was the only friend in Lin Xiao's friend list. Do you still have your apprenticeship letter? 10 million RMB. If you agree, we will do the transaction in Sword Fairy City later. Lin Xiao knew that her father had just given her 10 million, and it was time to cover up the heat after a few hours. Lin Xiao would naturally accept it. Okay, I'll deal with Sword Immortal City later, but this time I have to make a counter-offer. I won't accept a counter-offer. No, 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 believe me, you will definitely be willing to bargain this time. Nai Xiao over there seemed to be full of confidence and was sure to defeat Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao was too lazy to talk to her at first, but when he saw this news, he couldn't help but ask. Why? Because the dragon hunting event is about to start, I have found out the inside rules of the dragon hunting event. If you are willing to take the initiative to sell the apprenticeship stickers at a reduced price, I can use the resources at my disposal to take you to meet a special NPC in Sword Fairy City. He can provide us with great convenience. I think you will definitely not refuse this condition, right? Lin Xiao shook his head speechlessly. This Nai Xiao, I really don't know whether to call her stupid or naive. I have clearly told her that her game insider information is worthless in my eyes. As a result, she still wants to use her so-called insider information. Come and bargain with yourself. Lin Xiao knew that the special NPC Nai Xiao was talking about was the internal affairs manager of Sword Fairy City, a disgusting villain who was extremely Philistine. At first, this guy had received benefits from many elite players and opened the door to those elite players, but for Lin Xiao, a hard-working ordinary player like Xiao was extremely mean and made things difficult for him. He almost caused Lin Xiao to fail in his mission. Just thinking about it made him angry. Lin Xiao continued to swipe at the armored mountain wolf and didn't reply to Nai Xiao's message for a long time. Nai Xiao over there couldn't calm down anymore. I'll be waiting for you outside the main hall of the Sword Immortal. After you think about it carefully, come to me directly. 5 million is my highest offer. You should know that you need my help even more now. Lin Xiao replied directly, he is big-hearted and brainless, and he is self-righteous. P.S. It is being upgraded crazily, please don't disturb me, otherwise I will delete my friends directly. Close the chat box. Lin Xiao's 100 steps flying sword, march straight in, and destroy all the enemies he encounters. On the other end, Nai Xiao's face turned red with anger, too arrogant. Simply too arrogant. Unforgivable. Die Jian Yu. I must kill you. Hey, wait, there is a question, how did he know that I have big breasts? Thanks to the 4 big guys, Ancient Heaven, Floating Snow, Laity, and 38962600, for their gifts. The author is extremely touched to receive your support during the new book issue. I hope everyone will rate, urge updates, and leave messages to increase the popularity of this book. This is very important to the author. Thank you. Chapter 17. Lin Xiao naturally couldn't waste the last hour of double experience time due to the constant flow of wild monsters with super high experience. Time passed bit by bit, and Lin Xiao's experience bar slowly increased. Although after level 8, the increase became slower and slower, but compared with ordinary players, Lin Xiao is now super fast. During this period, Nai Xiao did not send any more harassing messages. She was betting that Lin Xiao would bow his head. Moreover, she was very confident in her own chips, and she did not believe that Lin Xiao could refuse this temptation. 1 minute before the double experience ended, Lin Xiao finally reached level 9. After 2 hours of high-intensity monster spawning, even Lin Xiao couldn't help but feel a little tired. 100 steps flying sword. At the last second when the double experience time expired, Lin Xiao played his last skill. The level of the armored mountain wolf is already lower than his level, and if you continue to grind it, the experience will become lower, which is not cost-effective. Originally, he thought that the armored mountain wolves would swarm out, but he didn't expect that after his skill ended, no wild monster from the Blood Wolf Legion would rush out of the portal. Just when Lin Xiao was in a daze, a treasure box was handed out from the portal and suspended in mid-air. Ding! Congratulations on completing the Legion's Extreme Challenge and receiving a brave treasure chest as a reward. Although Lin Xiao knew about this leveling point before, he had never leveled up here. Today he found out that farming Legion monsters here is also a welfare activity. After 2 hours, he has completed the challenge, and he has also completed the leveling. Can get additional rewards. Just when Lin Xiao was happy for this unexpected surprise, suddenly, another treasure box came out of the portal. Ding! According to statistics, during your challenge, no fish in the entire legion slipped through the net, so you will be rewarded with a perfect hunter's treasure chest. Damn it! I just came here to level up, but I got a double happiness for nothing. Lin Xiao quickly opened the brave treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations on your new talent, Armor Breaking Attack. Armor Piercing Attack, ignore 50% of the enemy's defense value when attacking, causing additional true armor piercing damage. Because of the excitement, Lin Xiao's chest heaved up and down. It turned out to be a talent for breaking armor and causing real damage. Lin Xiao is very aware of the value of this talent. In the later stages of the game, there are many bosses, NPCs, and even players who are so fleshy that people doubt their lives. No matter how high the damage is done to them, they are as weak as scraping, commonly known as human shields. Titan. The armor-piercing attack directly gives an incredible 50% armor-piercing value from the very beginning. According to the damage calculation equation of the game, it is conservatively estimated that it can at least double the damage value, and the later the stage, the higher the benefits. With this talent, no matter how tough the opponent is, you can still give him a bloody blow. Immediately, Lin Xiao opened the perfect hunter's treasure chest again. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining the hunter's special skill, Cross Evil Moon Slash. The Cross Evil Moon Slash is divided into two sections vertically and horizontally, vertically slashing the moon with the sword, and crossing all directions. Jian Yu, swing the weapon from top to bottom, slashing forward a vertical crescent wave of light, causing huge damage to all enemies along the way. Across all directions, swing the weapon from left to right, slashing a horizontal crescent wave of light forward. If the interval between consecutive attacks is less than 0.5 seconds, across all directions will cause 1.5 times the damage to the enemy and immobilize the enemy for 1.5 seconds. If the interval is greater than 0.5 seconds, the attack from all directions will be invalid. Cooling time, 20 seconds. Lin Xiao instantly understood that the ultimate secret of the Cross Evil Moon Slash was to be fast. The sword cutting the moon and crossing all directions must be executed continuously within 0.5 seconds. Otherwise, the second part of crossing the 8 directions will not be able to cause any damage or control to the enemy. If it were someone else, without the 50% attack speed bonus, it would be impossible to complete this entire set of operations, but Lin Xiao can do it because his ID is Jian Yu. Boom! Suddenly, the entire mountain wall suddenly collapsed, and the portal collapsed instantly. Lin Xiao understood. It turned out that when someone challenges and clears the level, this hidden level up point will be automatically destroyed and disappear forever. There will never be a lucky person like him again. After checking the time, the dragon hunting activity was about to begin. Lin Xiao clicked on Return to the City and returned to Sword Fairy City. In the main hall of Sword Fairy City, a giant sword 10 feet high stands outside the main hall. The giant sword is not complete, but is composed of dozens of broken and incomplete fragments. The gaps between the fragments are large, and each fragment they are independently suspended in the air and formed together into this giant sword. It is said that this is the sword that calms the soul of Sword Fairy City. Whenever an army of evil spirits attempts to attack the city, this broken sword will be broken and reforged into a brand new sword that seizes the heavens to defeat the army of evil spirits. They were all killed outside the city. However, Lin Xiao had never seen this giant sword kill enemies in his previous life, so Lin Xiao was not sure whether this rumor was true or false. You finally came. As soon as Lin Xiao appeared outside the main hall, Nai Xiaohu came over with a smile. Her smile was filled with unconcealable pride. Tang Jian Yu finally let go of her. Of course she felt proud. But, immediately, a trace of surprise flashed in her eyes. After Lin Xiao went offline yesterday, she led the team to grind until noon. After a few hours of simple sleep, she went to her father to ask for 10 million, and then I continued to grind until now, and finally managed to reach level 6. At this time, Lin Xiao was actually level 9. You know, the further you go, the harder it becomes to level up. She is almost torn to pieces, but the gap between her and Lin Xiao is getting farther and farther, which makes her feel a chill in her heart. I think you have already thought about it. Let's make a deal now. For 5 million, you sell me the apprenticeship post and I will immediately take you to see the NPC who can open the door for you. With that said, Lin Xiao initiated a transaction request, but Lin Xiao directly refused. You. Lin Xiao said angrily, you'd better understand that the general manager does not accept strangers, and you will never see him without my introduction. Lin Xiao sneered, a mere 2 sui is worthy of my meeting. Your Excellency, you have such a strong tone. Suddenly, an NPC wearing a brocade robe walked out of the hall. It was 2 sui, the head of internal affairs, and behind him were more than 30 players. Without exception, these players were all highly talented players of S level or above. In Eternal Journey, sometimes the boundaries between NPCs and players are very blurred. In the later stages, as long as the players are strong enough, they can kill NPCs. For example, 2 sui, the housekeeper in front of us, is just a low-level entry-level NPC. Now he can certainly boss around the newcomers, but when the novices become masters in the later stage, he will not even be able to do anything. Therefore, many NPCs like him will choose to use each other with some elite players to become bigger and stronger together. These elite players who are following him and eating ashes now have this kind of relationship with him. 2 sui stared at Lin Xiao and sneered, who do I think you are? It turns out to be the sword feather master who stole the show yesterday. Unfortunately, when you meet me today, your journey has come to an end. Thank you, Sui, the light of the righteous path, and the arrogant white emperor, for the gift. The boss is very generous. If this book becomes popular in the future, I would like to thank everyone for your support today. I would like to respond to the old book Blessings of the Gods, although it has already been there is no income at all, but the ending will still be given, and it will be given as soon as the new book issue is over. Chapter 18. Lin Xiao said disdainfully, oh? Really? 2 sui sneered, of course, don't think that getting 2 first kills at the beginning is a big deal. Let me tell you, when the dragon hunting event ends, your name will not be on the first page of the achievement list. I said so. After saying that, 2 sui sarcastically said, you probably don't know that I am in charge of this dragon hunting activity. I can determine the result for you in advance now. I don't care what level of dragon you find in the end, I will give you the lowest Jiao Sun reward, now you can get out. The levels of dragon hunting missions are divided into Jiao Sun, Kuai-Zi, Yi-Chu, Shen-Chu, and True Dragon. If the dragon clan hidden in Sword Fairy City finds an ordinary member of their family, they can only get rewards at the Jiao Sun level, which is the same as sending a beggar away. If you find an elder in the clan, you can get a super high reward of the God Chu level. And if you find their clan leader, you can get the highest level True Dragon reward. Unfortunately, no one found the clan leader in the previous life, and no one claimed the True Dragon reward. The higher the dragon hunting reward a player gets, the higher the treatment he will get when he goes to True Dragon City after level 10. In the last life, Lin Xiao worked hard to obtain the super high reward of the Shenkaiyu level, but was forcibly demoted to the lower level Yukiyu reward by 2 sui because he wanted to leave the spot to his disciples, like Lin Xiao. In his eyes, a C-level player is not qualified to enjoy big gifts. Although Lin Xiao was not angry at that time, he could only swallow his anger, but now and then, Lin Xiao would no longer accept the situation. Lin Xiao sneered, what kind of reward I can get is not up to you. I want to go in to see Master Jianzong now, so you can get out. Looking for death. A player with the ID name Chengfeng Shangyu said arrogantly, Jian Yu, no matter how you cheat, you are just a player. If you dare to talk to our general manager like this, who the hell gave you the courage? Lin Xiao sneered contemptuously. He originally wanted to call him an idiot, but then he thought, forget it, these idiots don't know that they can surpass NPCs in the future. Since they like to kneel and lick NPCs' toes, then let them lick them. 2 sui laughed loudly, ha ha ha, you want to see Master Jianzong? Jian Yu, I thought you were just crazy, but I didn't expect you to be such an idiot. Who do you think Master Jianzong is, that you can meet him whenever you want? Lin Xiao said, I don't have to worry about it anymore. 2 sui snorted coldly, okay, let's wait and see. If you don't kill me today, I will lose. After saying that, 2 sui left with his bunch of sycophants. Lin Xiao looked at Lin Xiao, shook his head and sighed, you are really not suitable for this game. I thought you could really become a great god, but I didn't expect you. You are so impulsive, forget it, give it to me as a disciple, 10 million is 10 million, after this transaction, if nothing else happens, I think we will never see each other again. Lin Xiao smiled nonchalantly and completed the deal with Lin Xiao. As soon as Nai Xiao turned around, Lin Xiao said, "If nothing else happens, I think you will continue to beg me in the future." Nai Xiao sneered and said nothing. "You have thought too much and offended the chief manager. You will no longer have a future. You will never receive any news from me in the future." After saying that, Nai Xiao left. Lin Xiao whistled and arrived at the entrance of the main hall. The guard of the main hall immediately drew his sword and pointed it at Lin Xiao. "Stop! Sword Sect Temple, if you dare to take a step forward again, you will be killed without mercy." With Lin Xiao's current strength, these NPC guards can kill Lin Xiao in seconds, as long as he dares to cross the line. But Lin Xiao raised the corner of his mouth and said, "Please tell Master Jianzong that I have an IOU signed by him and I want to see him now." Seeing that the guard was still doubtful, Lin Xiao's face immediately darkened. "You should know Lord Jianzong's temper, and it won't hurt you to inform him, but if you don't follow the instructions and spoil Lord Jianzong's important affairs, you should know the consequences." The guard was indeed frightened. "Wait for me." The guard left quickly and hurried back in less than a minute. "Master Jianzong invites you, young hero, please." Lin Xiao followed the guard and came to an independent garden behind the temple. At the entrance of the garden, there were two stone monsters with raised heads and grins. They were ferocious and terrifying, as if they were going to devour passers-by. A cold and disturbing breath of death came from a small room in the garden. The guard left, and Lin Xiao entered the room alone. Then, he saw the supreme ruler of Jianxian City, Lord Jianzong, King Bailuo. King Bailuo looks to be in his early 50s. Looking at his stern and majestic eyes, you can tell that he is a fierce character, but he looks a little haggard. King Bailuo asked directly, "Where did you get this IOU?" Lin Xiao smiled and said, "I said I got it through a lottery, do you believe it?" King Bailuo frowned, "How much do you know about Night King Qiana?" Lin Xiao said, "Basically, I know nothing." King Bailuo frowned even more tightly, "Then do you know what I owe her?" Lin Xiao smiled bitterly, "I don't know." King Bailuo smiled, "You don't know anything, so why are you here to collect debt?" Lin Xiao said, "You may not believe it, and I don't know what to ask you for. In fact, I'm just here to try my luck. I want to ask you to do me a favor." King Bailuo said, "Oh? What do you want me to do for you?" Lin Xiao said, "I know that in the dragon hunting event later, no one will get the highest level real dragon reward, so I want you to help me get it." King Bailuo's face darkened, "Why do you think I will help you?" Lin Xiao said, "If you do me this favor, I will pay you back this IOU immediately. Although I don't know what you owe Qiana, I believe that you are a person of your word and will not owe anything. The debt cannot be repaid." King Bailuo was silent for a while, and then said, "As long as you are willing, I don't need you to do any task process. I can directly give you the reward of the Shenkaiyu level now." However, Lin Xiao said, "No, I want the real dragon reward." King Bailuo's face became extremely ugly. Young people and greedy people usually die miserably. Lin Xiao smiled and said, "Yes, greed will indeed make people die miserably, but it can also make people prosper." King Bailuo looked at Lin Xiao for a long time and sighed, "Well, since this is your choice, I hope you won't regret it." With that said, King Bailuo took out a treasure box and handed it to Lin Xiao. "There are clues to the real dragon reward hidden here. You only have 2 hours to find the real dragon. There is only so much I can help you with." No wonder no one got the true dragon reward in the previous life. It turned out that all the players' clues were given by the Tisui faction's mission officers, but the clues for the true dragon reward had always remained in the hands of King Bailuo. Lin Xiao took the treasure box, returned the IOU to King Bailuo, and left immediately. At this time, outside the temple, the dragon hunting activity officially started. Players crowded into piles, scrambling to receive dragon hunting clues from various mission officers. Everyone wanted to rely on this activity to make a difference. Elite players such as Cheng Feng appreciating the moon, Nai Xiao, etc. are all extremely proud, because they have obtained the top-grade treasure chest from Tu Sui. As long as they can complete the task, they can obtain the Divine Chu reward. When Lin Xiao walked out of the temple and met them, Cheng Feng Shangyu raised his middle finger provocatively and cursed an English word starting with F thanks to -9231897, the supreme elder of the Tang sect, for the gift. In addition, I would like to recommend a book online games, God Level Evolution starting from Flame written by my friend Yifan Lui. It is a purely friendship recommendation without any Pi transaction. Chapter 19 When others saw this, they also laughed loudly. Tu Sui had already said that Lin Xiao would definitely lose in this event. Of course, they had to humiliate the loser in advance. Nai Xiao's lips moved, as if she wanted to stop it, but after thinking about it, she let it go. There was no need for her to make trouble with her companions for a loser she would never see again. Lin Xiao stared at Cheng Feng Shangyu and others, and said word by word, after level 10, you must take a detour when you see me, otherwise, I will kill you every time I see you. After level 10, PK will be open between players. Although players before level 20 will not lose experience if they are killed, there will be penalties such as exploding equipment. Just imagine, after working hard to collect a set of equipment, you are killed. My son was killed, who wouldn't feel sad? Cheng Feng admired the moon without paying any attention, and raised his eyebrows. I'm afraid we should say this to you. We will definitely arrive at True Dragon City before you. Believe me, when we get to True Dragon City, you from now on, I can only live on my knees every day. Lin Xiao sneered. He had no interest in arguing with these rubbish, and then left proudly. Lin Xiao opened the treasure box given to him by King Vastu. Ding! The dragon hunting mission has been accepted. The clue is, go to Hidden Dragon Mountain and talk to the wandering mage Ashmita. The event lasted only 2 hours. After Lin Xiao teleported to the Hidden Dragon Mountain post, he rushed to the mountain entrance without stopping. The mountains of Zhanglong Mountain are winding and twisted, just like a giant dragon, dormant on the earth, forming maze-like canyons. After Lin Xiao entered the canyon maze, he soon met Ashmita at a fork in the road. It was a lean, bald mage with a slovenly appearance and an ugly appearance. He was carrying a baggage and hovering at the three-way intersection in a meditative posture. At the same time, he kept flipping through an ancient scripture. Lin Xiao stepped forward. Hello. Ashmita closed the scripture in her hand. After I understand all these scriptures, I will burn them. If you want to ask me about the scriptures, I will send you to hell. Lin Xiao smiled. Don't get me wrong, I'm not interested in your scriptures. I'm looking for you to find out about a real dragon. As soon as she heard that Lin Xiao was here for the real dragon, Ashmita's expression suddenly became ferocious. Get out or die, you only have one chance, choose it yourself. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, I want to find the real dragon, and I am determined to win it. Ashmita roared, you made the wrong choice. As soon as the roar fell, Ashmita's figure suddenly grew. He turned into an alien monster with a purple body, with sharp fangs, hands like eagle claws, and constantly spitting out poisonous mist from his mouth. This is the case in Eternal Journey. Some NPCs appear to be NPCs and are harmless to humans and animals, but once the player touches his sensitive bottom line, they will transform into boss and take the player's life. Ashmita, a wandering mage who guards the secrets of the true dragon. Anyone who dares to pry into the secrets will die. Level 9 grade, Black Iron Attribute, Welfare Boss HP 15500 Spell Power, 1040 Defense 645 Skills, Puppet Ghost Child, Infinite Poison Surge. Puppet Ghost Child, Ashmita consumes his own blood and summons a Puppet Ghost Child to fight for him. Every 100 points of blood consumed can summon a Puppet Ghost Child. Infinite Poison Surge, Ashmita throws a poison ball towards the target. Enemies hit by the poison ball will suffer huge poison spell damage and reduce their movement speed by 50% for 3 seconds. This skill can unlimited release. If the enemy is hit again within 3 seconds, the damage will be increased by 50%, and the movement speed will be reduced by 50% again. If there is an unlimited hit, the damage and deceleration will be superimposed infinitely. Although Ashmita is only a level 9 mini-boss, theoretically, he can kill all the powerful people in the Holy Light Continent. Because Infinite Poison Surge is a really abnormal skill. As long as it hits continuously, the damage can be infinitely superimposed. Moreover, according to the algorithm in the skill introduction, after hitting 3 times, the enemy's movement speed will only be 15%, which makes it even more difficult. It was impossible to dodge his attack. He could only move like a slow snail, being drowned to death by infinite superimposed horrific damage. However, all this only exists in theory. Lin Xiao took action first. Wind Slash. At this time, the Wind Slash not only has the blessing of absolute critical strike, but also the armor-piercing shock damage of the armor-breaking attack. The moment the tornado struck Ashmita, an abnormal damage value immediately floated above his head. HP 3896. Ashmita's total health volume was less than 16,000, and Lin Xiao directly destroyed nearly 4,000 of him with one shot. In the eyes of ordinary players, the boss is a mountain that must be climbed by teamwork and cooperation, but in Lin Xiao's eyes, the Black Iron boss is no longer a true boss. The dragon hunting event only lasted for 2 hours. The task they originally accepted for the Wind and Moon appreciation was of a low level and not very difficult, and Tu Sui helped them cheat. They naturally thought that the reward for winning the event was already in their pockets. But Lin Xiao didn't think so. Even God can't take away what he wants. Lin Xiao's blow shocked Ashmita. He didn't dare to be careless anymore. He immediately roared and a black mist burst out from above his head. The black mist flew toward Lin Xiao, and at the same time, a large number of puppets and ghosts materialized in the air. Those puppet ghosts let out waves of terrifying and evil laughter, baring their teeth and claws, wanting to tear Lin Xiao to pieces on the spot. In order to summon these puppet ghost children, Ashmita consumed 5,000 plus of her own blood. It seemed like a loss, but in fact it was a gain because the damage of these puppet ghost children was extremely high, and many of them had control effects. As long as once one of them controlled Lin Xiao, Ashmita could basically declare that the battle was over. However, the theory is correct, but the reality is completely wrong. Cross Evil Moon Slash. The hurricane sword in Lin Xiao's hand suddenly dropped. Slash the moon with your sword. Lin Xiao's violent sword drew a vertical crescent sword light. Before the crescent sword tip completely separated from the sword end, Lin Xiao forcibly cancelled the backswing and swept the sword horizontally. Across all directions. A horizontal sword light followed closely behind and shot out fiercely. Lin Xiao's movements were as fast as a flash of light, done in one go. The two crescent sword lights drew a terrifying cross in the air. More than 50 puppet ghosts were packed away before they even touched 10 steps in front of Lin Xiao. HP 3980. Damage across all directions plus 50%. HP 5879. The two levels of damage values wafted out almost at the same time. Ashmita certainly knew what this damage meant, which meant that the end of his life was approaching. He had no way to dodge, so he threw a ball of poison at Lin Xiao. He still can't believe that he will die under the sword of a novice player. Although the defeat is determined, he hopes to die. It was his last bit of dignity and stubbornness that he could cause a little harm to Lin Xiao. However, Lin Xiao did not intend to give him this dignity. 100 steps flying sword. Lin Xiao Kong used a skill to avoid Ashmita's poison ball. Ashmita could only look at the cross sword light in despair as it passed through his body. Boom! Ashmita's health bar was cleared, and he knelt down weakly on the ground, but because he was an NPC, he did not die immediately. Lin Xiao fell in front of him. Now you can tell me where the real dragon is. I recommend a new book online games, God Level Evolution Begins from Flame by my friend Yifan Lui. It is absolutely a good book and worth reading. I highly recommend it. Chapter 20. Ashmita gritted her teeth and said, the real dragon is in Hidden Dragon Mountain, but I won't tell you where it is. There are 4 guardians like me here. If you have the ability, kill us all. Lin Xiao said calmly, okay, I will definitely kill them all. Ashmita was stunned. He had never seen a cold-blooded person like Lin Xiao take a life so lightly in his mouth. He had also plundered many lives. He thought he was cold-blooded enough, but compared with Lin Xiao in front of him, the two of them were not on the same level at all. Lin Xiao's death-like coldness made Ashmita feel a chill in her heart, but then, he died. System announcement: congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing the wandering mage Ashmita and receiving the first kill reward. Chengfeng Shengyu and others were focusing their efforts on a double-winged tiger. At this time, they had barely lost 1/5 of its health, but 3 of their teammates were already dead. It is naturally impossible to kill alone, but you can think about the first kill. Chengfeng Shengyu originally thought that he could close the distance with Lin Xiao on the Fearless Pioneer list. After all, Lin Xiao only got 2 first kills at this time. However, as soon as the system announcement came out, the gap between the two widened again. Damn it! Is there any mistake? It's only been 5 minutes since the event started. We left Sword Fairy City with him. It took us 4 minutes just to travel. It didn't even take him time to kill the boss. What a rush! What if he clears the boss faster than us? With the manager backing us, we will only be the winners today. That's right, as long as we win today and get to True Dragon City before him, he will never be able to turn around again. Chengfeng appreciating the moon and others can only comfort themselves in this way. Ashmita's first kill reward is pretty good. In addition to a large amount of experience bonus, he also received 2 yellow pieces of equipment. Dragonheart Helm, level 9 grade, yellow HP plus 342 physical defense plus 54 spell defense plus 56 Triumph Armor, level 9 grade, yellow HP plus 373 physical defense plus 59 spell defense plus 68. After Lin Xiao was replaced, his health reached 2032, and his double defense reached 254 and 287 respectively. Lin Xiao has always killed the boss with no injuries and 0 blood, but he is still a human being after all. As a human being, he will inevitably make mistakes. He does not have enough health and defense to support him. Once a mistake occurs, he will probably be completely defeated. Lin Xiao was already bold, and now that he has new equipment, he is naturally more confident. When Ashmita said that he still had 4 companions, Lin Xiao had a plan in mind, and now he is going to realize it planned. This plan must be fast, without any delay. Soon, he found a broken sword warrior in the maze-like valley. Broken sword warrior Chu Wushan is also just the black iron boss. Where is the real dragon? Answer or die. Lin Xiao was in a hurry, so he didn't talk nonsense. Chu Wushan said coldly, "You should ask my sword this question." As soon as he finished speaking, Chu Wushan's broken sword emitted a burst of flame and turned into a complete long sword. Soul-destroying slash! Chu Wushan roared and flew down from the sky, slashing towards Lin Xiao's head. 100 steps flying sword. The two figures passed each other in the air. Lin Xiao was unscathed, but Chu Wushan was critically hit and suffered 4,200 damage. This is only the primary damage of the 100-step flying sword. In the following seconds, he will have to endure the same serious bleeding injury. Just when Chu Wushan was still in shock, Lin Xiao's hurricane sword swept across the area. Slash the moon with your sword. Across all directions. The blood bar on the top of Chu Wushan's head collapsed instantly like a deflated ball. Chu Wushan never imagined that the novice in front of him could be hurt so horribly. Suddenly, he was frightened and his face was ashen. Steady. Steady. Pay attention to your position. The only specialty is the crotch, please don't be so damn cowardly. Raise the condom and ask the sky where is Beep? You. I've your uncle. What AFG bad name you got? Chengfeng Shengye was furious. At this time, 2/5 of the HP of the winged tiger was consumed, and it began to enter a level 1 violent state. It was full of dangers. However, the IDs of these teammates were weirder than the last one, because Nai Xiao was beside him. Which made him extremely embarrassed when commanding. It was already annoying enough, but at this moment, another system announcement appeared on the game interface. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing Broken Sword Warrior Chu Wushan and obtaining the double kill achievement. He will be rewarded with a double kill achievement ring. All of a sudden, everyone was in a panic. Is there any mistake? It's only been less than 2 minutes since the last boss was killed. Is this Jian Yu killing the boss or chopping cabbage? Double kill achievement? What does it mean? Can any brother explain it to me? Please, we big-mouthed people are very busy, so go check out the introduction to the achievement list yourself. When Chengfeng Shengyu saw the announcement, his face was also full of shock and horror. What? He had so many people to fight so hard, and before he could finish even one boss, Jian Yu actually got a double kill. Wait, what is a double kill? Chengfeng, appreciating the moon, quickly clicked on the achievement list. It turns out that the so-called double kill means killing 2 bosses whose level is no more than 5 levels different from your own within 10 minutes. Moreover, this is not a fixed achievement. On top of the double kill, there are 3 kills, 4 kills, and the highest 5 kill achievements. Of course, the time interval between killing each boss cannot exceed 10 minutes. They must be killed continuously, otherwise the results will be invalid. When the player completes the triple kill achievement, the double kill achievement ring will be automatically upgraded to a triple kill ring. And so on until the pentakill is completed. If you want to surpass the 5 kill achievement, you must complete a more advanced 5 kill achievement. For example, Lin Xiao's current 5 kills are all 9th level bosses, so Chengfeng Shengyu must kill at least 5 10th level bosses in a row before he can grab the 5 kill achievement ring from Lin Xiao. Chengfeng Shengyu gritted his teeth and said, "Damn it, I haven't even gotten a single kill so far, and you actually got a damn double." Before the last word kill was uttered, another system announcement was pushed in front of him. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing the wingless ghost bat and obtaining the 3-kill achievement. Chengfeng Shengyu almost choked up a mouthful of blood. 3 kills. This guy actually got 3 kills. After all, I am also an SS level player. If you show off like this, I don't want to lose face. Is there really such a big gap between SS level players and SSS level players? Not only Chengfeng appreciating the moon, Lin Xiao was also shocked by this system announcement and was speechless for a long time. Like Chengfeng appreciating the moon, she was also an SS level player. Before, she thought that the gap between her and Lin Xiao was just an S distance. But now it seems that the distance of S is probably longer than the Earth to the moon. With such a big gap, can we really overtake him through a dragon hunting activity? Lin Xiao expressed doubts. No. I must turn myself into an SSS level player as soon as possible, at all costs. Chapter 21. Lin Xiao and others still believe that Lin Xiao is an SSS level player, because in their understanding, SSS level is the highest talent level in Eternal Journey, so Lin Xiao can only be SSS level. As long as they can go one step further and add an S to themselves, then they can be on an equal footing with Lin Xiao. After killing the wingless bat, Lin Xiao continued to search in the maze canyon of Hidden Dragon Mountain. Although he still had not found the whereabouts of the real dragon, he was not in a hurry at all, and the relaxed expression on his face seemed to tell everyone that he is confident. Although the canyon passage was chaotic like a maze, with many forks and dead ends, Lin Xiao walked very purposefully, and it seemed that he knew where he should go. Soon, he came to a towering 5-peak mountain. The 5 peaks stood straight from the ground, majestic and steep, towering into the sky. Looking from a distance, they looked like 5 fingers slightly spread out, or like lotus petals blooming. At the foot of the mountain, there are 2 NPCs, 1 male and 1 female. The male ID Chu Ying is a tall Kunlun slave who is as strong as an ox and has a dark body. His upper body is naked, and his muscles are as if they are made of iron. In his hand, he is holding a large iron chain as thick as a bowl. The other side of the iron chain at one end is a huge iron claw hook made of pure iron. Chu Ying, Level 9 grade, Black Iron Attribute, Welfare Boss HP 22100 Attack Power 732 Defense 2100 Skill, Deadly Hook, throw the hook towards the target, causing damage to the target when it hits the target, and at the same time, pull the target back to you. Crazy Battle Human Shield, explodes the energy in the body and creates a shield. The shield value is 50% of one's own health. The shield can be used to protect oneself or be transferred to teammates. Tarzan Crash, strike hard towards the target. The shock wave generated by the impact can knock away the target and all enemies within 10 meters around it, and cause large amounts of damage. A typical tank support, with rough skin and thick flesh, and extremely durable. Although the attack power is not as good as the level 5 Firetooth Eagle Wolf, don't forget that there is a female boss next to him. The female boss's ID is Xianling. She is a sexy witch. Her witch robe is very revealing, with a large amount of white snow and deep grooves exposed on her chest. Xianling, Level 9 grade, Black Iron Attribute, Welfare Boss HP 16100 Spell Power, 1213 Defense 675 Skill, Witchcraft Explosion, use your mind to summon a witchcraft ball in the target area. When the ball explodes, it will cause witchcraft damage to all enemies in the area. Ruthless resistance to enemies, use your mind to summon a powerful witchcraft energy. When the witchcraft energy bursts forward, it will push all enemies in front away and cause huge spell explosion damage. If the two were separated, Lin Xiao's killing would be extremely easy, but the current situation is a bit difficult to handle. According to the rules, if you want to get 4 or 5 kills continuously, the interval between killing the boss cannot exceed 10 minutes. 5 minutes have already passed, and there is not much time left for Lin Xiao. He knew very well that in this duel, winning or losing would be easy for both sides. He had to use limited skills and show unlimited operations to win this thrilling duel. Time no longer allowed him to hesitate. Lin Xiao took a deep breath and raised the hurricane sword in his hand. Would rather fail completely than sit still and wait for death, this is Lin Xiao. Wind Slash. Lin Xiao took action first, and his target was Xianling. When facing a team battle with multiple enemies, it will never go wrong to kill the crispy one on the opposite side who is responsible for the main output first. Xianling was suspended in the air, eyes tightly closed, facing the tornado that was flying quickly, without any reaction. Ordinary players must have been secretly happy at this time, after all, ignorance makes them fearless. But Lin Xiao knew very well that a wizard like Xianling did not need any movement to cast her skills. It seemed like she had done nothing, but in fact, the danger had already arrived. Without warning, a light green suddenly appeared on the ground where Lin Xiao was. He knew exactly what this meant. Xianling used his mind to summon a witchcraft ball at his feet. This is one of Xianling's skills, Witch Explosion. It only takes less than a second from the faint green color to the explosion of the magic ball, and the explosion range is very large. If you wait until the light green color turns darker before moving, it will definitely be too late. You must speed up your position in advance. In a decisive battle with an opponent who has no skills and moves, and whose skills are all controlled by thoughts, you cannot effectively see any clues in advance. At this time, you must use prediction. Predict their attacks in advance and prepare for a counterattack. Although this involves a lot of gambling, you have to gamble. Boom! When the tornado was about to sweep Xianling, Qu Ying's energy exploded and threw out a layer of shield, covering Xianling's whole body. However, because Xianling's blood volume was only 16,000, the shield value was only 8,000. Lin Xiao had already expected this, and he didn't expect this attack to succeed at all. Therefore, the moment he swept out the wind slash, he started his quick steps. Coupled with the movement speed bonus of the hurricane sword, his sprint speed reached 400%. He rushed towards Xianling, and the sound of witchcraft explosion bombing came from behind him, and his heels could barely step across the explosion range. What a risk! If he were even half a step slower, he would suffer a huge amount of magic damage. The shield on Xianling's body was wiped away with a shield value of 4,000 plus. Suddenly, Lin Xiao, who was sprinting, stopped without warning. But a patch of light green appeared under his feet. Slash the moon with your sword. Across all directions. Lin Xiao ignored the coming witchcraft blast attack and used the cross evil moon slash as fast as lightning. The target was still Xianling. HP 4025. HP 6113. Two damage values floated above Xianling's head, and Lin Xiao suffered a witchcraft explosion attack, also losing 856 points of health. The high output magic damage was really terrifying, and it directly knocked out almost half of Lin Xiao's health. Fortunately, he had changed some pieces of equipment before and added some defense and health. Otherwise, even if Lin Xiao could survive, he would never be able to withstand another violent attack. Bang! Qu Ying's big iron hook landed not far in front of Lin Xiao. If Lin Xiao hadn't stopped just now, then, although he could escape the witchcraft explosion attack, he would never be able to escape Qu Ying's big iron hook. Lin Xiao predicted Qu Ying's hook in advance, so he stopped in time. When there is no room for movement, one would rather take a wave of high damage and exchange blood with the opponent than take control. This is the valuable experience that Lin Xiao has summed up from countless PKs. The predictions were correct twice in a row. The undefeated Jian Yu was definitely not blown out of proportion. Lin Xiao's mouth showed a hint of pride. Although he suffered a heavy loss of blood, he knew that his chance of winning had exceeded 80%. As long as he bets right again, he can directly enter the harvest mode. There will be an update in an hour, please wait a moment. Chapter 22. Although Qu Ying tried his best to protect Xianling, Xianling was still beaten by Lin Xiao's explosive output and only had 10,000 HP left. Taking advantage of the last few seconds left in his swift pace, Lin Xiao continued to accelerate towards Xianling. Xianling, who had always been calm and composed, was obviously a little panicked. She finally opened her eyes and looked at her opponent. Lin Xiao was already less than 10 meters away from Xianling suddenly. Qu Ying's eyes changed. Lin Xiao's eyes also changed accordingly. Boom! A ball of miserable blue witchcraft energy suddenly erupted from Xianling's body without warning, pouring towards Lin Xiao who was rushing towards him. At this time, the distance between the two was already very close. If Lin Xiao was hit, he would suffer a huge amount of magical damage. Even if he could barely survive, he would be reduced to residual health and pushed far away, and there would be no way to stand up. It's possible. However, Lin Xiao cast the 100-step flying sword almost at the same time. Bang! Lin Xiao and his sword merged into one, and after the lightsaber passed through the terrifying witchcraft energy, it went straight through Xianling's body. Xianling's ruthless resistance to the enemy was once again predicted successfully by Lin Xiao. As soon as the 100 steps flying sword ended, a huge figure flew towards Lin Xiao. Tarzan crash! Xianling no longer had the ruthlessness to resist Lin Xiao's attack, so Chu Ying could only resist. However, Lin Xiao had already expected this. As soon as the lightsaber ended, he directly launched a sharp blade attack and rushed towards Xianling, who was still alive. Slash! Bang! Xianling's body was pierced by the mad sword, and after letting out a miserable moan of ecstasy, he died suddenly on the spot. System announcement. Player Jian Yu successfully killed Xianling and obtained the 4-kill achievement. Everything was as Lin Xiao had expected. This decisive battle would not last long. Both sides would either win easily or lose easily. What's more, all 3 skills have been deceived by Lin Xiao, so there will no longer be any suspense about the outcome. On the World Channel, the players completely went berserk. I and my brothers were just killed by the boss, and you sent me 4 damn system notifications in a row. I know I'm a waste and don't need your official reminder. Brother, you are not alone. I am the same. I feel uncomfortable, lonely, and the world is not worth it. My youth is over, and now I want to cry. Ha ha ha, brother, you look like Lao Wang Yun. Oh, it's just the time for Wang Yun, I'm crying. I'm a new member of Ziyun Yun. Should I cry directly or follow the procedure? If I want to cry, what I want to cry most at this moment is riding the wind and admiring the moon. Lin Xiao has already got 4 kills, but he hasn't finished using the double-winged tiger yet. There is a reason why he grinds slower and slower, because there are fewer and fewer teammates. I was upset by several system announcements from Lin Xiao before, and made mistakes one after another. In addition, the winged tiger with remaining health had entered the 3rd level of violent state. Therefore, many teammates were directly killed instantly, but they were still SS level after all. Players, so in the end they stabilized the situation. It's just that there are too few people, so the speed of brushing has really slowed down. At this time, even Nai Xiao's mentality collapsed, and she shouted sharply to the audience, "Give me more effort. Release all your skills and get all the damage. Jian Yu has already got 4 kills, and we haven't even finished a boss yet. If we don't work harder, are you still going to wait for him to get it?" Pentakill. Chengfeng Shengyu gritted his teeth and said, "Come on, even if I'm not as good as him now, I still don't believe he can get 5 kills." Nai Xiao sneered and said, "I have finally seen clearly what is the difference between you and Jian Yu. Jian Yu can ignore anyone with his strength, but you can only be tough talking." At this time, Nai Xiao's admiration for Lin Xiao has been fully revealed. Chengfeng appreciating the moon couldn't bear to be looked down upon by others, especially by his own goddess. Enraged, he immediately spent 1 million gold coins to post a pinned message on the world's public channel. "Jian Yu, I will now have a father-son game with you in front of the entire server. If you feel like it, you can give me a pentakill. If you get it, you will be my father. If you don't, you will be my son. Do you dare to bet? Give me a pleasant word." Chengfeng Shengyu is very self-aware. He knows that he currently has no ability to compete with Lin Xiao on the achievement list, but he can bet that Lin Xiao will not get 5 kills, although even if he wins the bet, his strength is still not as good as Lin Xiao, but it would be nice to be able to breathe a sigh of relief in front of the goddess, right? The pinned message released with 1 million gold coins can stay on the world public channel for 30 seconds and can be seen by all players in the server. Nai Xiao was speechless at this childish behavior of riding the wind and admiring the moon, and immediately rolled his eyes. Originally, she thought that a cold-blooded person like Lin Xiao would disdain to talk nonsense with someone like Chengfeng Shengyu. Unexpectedly, less than 5 seconds after posting the message about the father-son relationship between Chengfeng appreciation and the moon, Lin Xiao posted a reply. "Hello, son." Chengfeng Shengyu was stunned for a moment. Before he could recover, the system announcement was pushed to the entire server again. Congratulations to player Jian Yu for successfully killing Chu Ying for 5 consecutive unbeatable games, unlocking the first 5-kill achievement in the server, and receiving the 5-kill achievement ring reward. Chengfeng Shengyu's mind went blank. Lin Xiao actually got the pentakill. The goddess looked down upon him enough, but he actually forcibly recognized his love rival as his father in front of the entire server. What is this? If you can't be the husband of a goddess, then you can be the godson of the goddess? On the public channel, the crowd burst into laughter. Congratulations to the player who has successfully obtained Jian Yu's father's love and unlocked the achievement of hugging his father overnight. And won the title of number 1 father on the eternal journey. Ha ha ha, now you know why I don't want to kill 5 people, because I don't want to have such a stupid son. Just when Cheng Feng was admiring the moon, his face turned red and his ears were flushed, and he was in a daze of shame, when the 3-level violent double-winged tiger smacked him with a powerful claw, directly turning his game screen into black and white. The team was suddenly in chaos. Even though the winged tiger was already at its lowest health, Ni Xiao knew very well that they could no longer continue. Even though she was extremely unwilling, Ni Xiao had no choice but to bear the pain and start sprinting to escape. The boss failed to kill, and soon, the double-winged tiger's blood volume returned to full. Ah! Ni Xiao screamed in anger, "A bunch of useless trash, I'm so angry." However, screaming is useless. Although the team is wiped out, the dragon hunting mission must continue. Ni Xiao could only click on Lin Xiao's dialogue box, struggled internally for a long time, and finally sent Lin Xiao a message with a blushing face. "Brother Jian Yu, are you free now? Can you do me a small favor?" Ah! How embarrassing! After sending the message, Ni Xiao almost cried because of herself. She had clearly agreed that she and Lin Xiao would never have anything to do with each other again, but after only a moment, she had to be embarrassed again. "I went to ask Lin Xiao." Before Lin Xiao could reply, the system pushed another announcement. The first pentakill achievement in the entire server has been automatically recorded by the system and uploaded to the official website. Players can go to the official website to watch the highlight video playback of player Jian Yu and participate in the weekly voting event. Thanks to -220745585, Despair of the Wheatfield, Laity, Orange, 217222743, 10614238, Chonghuan He, Tianji Pavilion Lan Wangji, Sui, Bailiu, Still Missing You in My Heart, 11066292, 74289434 and other big guys for their rewards. Grateful. Chapter 23. It turns out that when players are playing games, some major highlight moments, such as pentakills, super kills, etc., will be automatically recorded and uploaded to the official website by the game system. Players can vote for those uploaded videos, and the 10 videos with the most votes each month will be the top 10 shows of the Starlight Carnival that month. Players who posted those videos, as well as fans who voted for them, will receive a separate reward. Of course, the rewards for the champion and champion fans are the most generous. Ni Xiao was also curious about how Lin Xiao got the 5 kills just now, so he clicked on the event page. The Starlight Carnival event page now only has one video, which is Lin Xiao's pentakill video. Ni Xiao clicked on the video and started the video barrage. The first thing played was the highlight of killing Ashmita. The barrage was mostly filled with shock. "Damn it! 3 moves and 1 boss. Are you trying to show us that 3 people have 1 pig?" But there are also some speeches with some lemon essence. Let me state in advance that I am not a go-getter, but after seeing this video, I started to look down on Jian Yu more and more. If he still had some skills when he killed the fire-tooth eagle wolf, then he would get 5 kills this time. It's just relying on high output, without any operational skills at all. To be honest, in my eyes, this is not considered true strength. Come on, you are the master of leverage. Others have high output. Didn't you just rely on your own strength to achieve it step by step? I'm just expressing my views rationally and objectively. Hey, it turns out that Jian Yu's licking dogs like to bite people. FKU. You are AFGBCH who burps. You must have eaten too much shit. If you like to pretend to be beeping so much, you can be reincarnated as underwear in your next life. Ni Xiao saw the shock and horror on his face from Ashmita to Chu Wuxian and then to the wingless bat. In just one day, Lin Xiao's damage had suddenly increased so much. This kind of progress made her feel deep fear and despair. And when at the end of the video, when Lin Xiao single-handedly challenged the 2 bosses Chu Ying and Xianling, the barrage completely exploded. F***ck. I can't perform this kind of god-level prediction even if I hire an actor. Why are you still standing there in a daze? Those who haven't read the book are all joining me in the FK. Get out of here, that rational and objective bully just now. How is this operation going? Please give me some advice. Ha ha ha, I have been researching for a long time, but I really can't find a place to do it. Now I am so angry that I am taking my whole family to eat shit to vent my anger. I won't talk about it anymore. This public toilet has been cleaned by a family of old snacks again. I will go and give it to them again. Pull some. Ni Xiao asked herself in her heart, putting aside the terrifying output, just talking about Lin Xiao's cheating-like prediction operation, if it were her, could she show it off? She didn't want to lie to herself, so the answer was no. Ni Xiao took a deep breath and voted for Lin Xiao as her flower ticket for this month. If you can follow Lin Xiao and get a championship reward by then, it would be a nice surprise, right? Brother Jian Yu, what are you doing? Why don't you reply to the message? I just voted for you. Busy, wait, understand. Ni Xiao's nose was so angry that she was so angry. What? I gave you 20 million, but you were so perfunctory in replying to the message. Although he was very angry, Ni Xiao still replied obediently. Yeah, Brother Jian Yu, please do your work first, I'll wait, hehe. Ah! Ni Xiao couldn't restrain the ancient power in her body and shouted angrily at the night sky. In the hidden Dragon Valley, Lin Xiao looked at his 5-kill ring with satisfaction. The pentakill unparalleled ring, the ultimate reward for the pentakill achievement. Level, none. Attack power, plus 50% additional attributes, attack speed plus 50%. The achievement ring has no fixed level and value. The attack power is plus 50%. So as long as Lin Xiao's attack is higher, the bonus will be higher, which also ensures that it will never go out of date. Originally, Lin Xiao's operation was very fast, but now his attack speed has been increased by 50%. Lin Xiao's cross evil moon slash can almost make a completely overlapping cross. If the enemy had a chance to avoid it before, if it travels across all directions, then now, there will never be any chance. Lin Xiao did not forget the purpose of his trip. He looked at the top of Wufeng Mountain and said calmly, "Are you really willing to lie in the wild and live like a dead snake for the rest of your life?" There was no one around, he seemed to be talking to the air. However, as soon as he finished speaking, terrifying cold winds whipped up in several valley forks around him, and even bursts of ice crystals floated in the night sky. Lin Xiao didn't move at all. Soon, a layer of frost formed on the surface of his armor, and his hair and eyelashes were also covered with a layer of snow white. The touch in the game was the same as in the real world. Lin Xiao was very cold, but he still didn't move. In the dark night, there were no stars above the head. Suddenly, 2 faint icy blue flames appeared on the mountain top. Although they were fireworks, they were extremely cold, as if they were will-o'-the-wisps from the underworld. But Lin Xiao knew that those were actually a pair of real dragon eyes. Those eyes were staring at Lin Xiao, and the terrifying pressure enveloped the entire Hidden Dragon Mountain. The clue that King Boluo gave him was Hidden Dragon Mountain, but it did not mean that the real dragon was hidden in Hidden Dragon Mountain, but that the entire Hidden Dragon Mountain was a real dragon. No wonder no one could get the highest real dragon reward in the previous life. Who could have imagined this? Every mountain range here is composed of the huge body of the real dragon, which shows how huge this real dragon is. The eyes of a real dragon have no emotion, only coldness and cruelty. The mountains shook for a while, because the dragon moved, and every rock turned into a huge scale, reflecting a terrifying light in the dark night. Lin Xiao was like a tiny frog, curled up and trapped in the middle by a giant python. The real dragon slowly raised its head, its eyes like dark fire filled with murderous intent. However, Lin Xiao didn't care, and even smiled and said, "Yes, Xianchuang Shenlong, even among the noble dragon clan, is a true dragon ranked in the top 3. It is indeed amazing." The real dragon's eyes changed, and there seemed to be a hint of surprise. After a long time, a hollow voice sounded above Lin Xiao's head, "You actually understand our dragon clan." This was the voice of an old man, the mysterious dragon in front of him. It turned out that this dragon was already old. Lin Xiao said, "Well, I know something. As the Xianchuang divine dragon, now that the Holy Light continent has been invaded by evil spirits and all life has been devastated, you have sealed yourself here to avoid disaster. Is it really okay?" "Humph. You're not qualified to lecture me. I've seen many young people like you who don't understand the world. They have nothing but blood. In the end, each one will die more miserably than the last. Yes, maybe I am still very weak now, but in the future, this little spark of mine will surely start a prairie fire. The reason why you are so stupid and naive is because you have no idea how terrifying the enemies of Holy Light Continent really are. When you find out, you will be like me and hide to save your life. In other words, you may not even know the real enemies of Holy Light Continent. You don't even know who it is." "No, I know." Chapter 24. You know. The Xianchuang giant dragon's tone was obviously surprised. "Yes, the enemies of the Holy Light Continent are the previous masters of the Holy Light Continent who died in the catastrophe of the Dark Night, right? The Xianzhuang giant dragon was really shocked now. You actually really know. Lin Xiao smiled and continued, yes, the previous owners of the Holy Light Continent were not the gods and creatures of various races now, but a powerful creature called the Holy Spirit. At that time, the Holy Light Continent was wrapped in the Holy Light all day long. In the world, there is no night, everyone is like a dragon, and they are immortal. If you pick an ordinary Holy Spirit at random, it will be stronger than today's demigods. As for the gods of humans, gods of earth, and gods of heaven, they are all bad people. Even the 10 main gods are not considered to be top powerhouses. It can be said that the previous generation of masters of the Holy Light Continent created the most glorious era of the Holy Light Continent. However, even as powerful as them, they still could not withstand the terrifying catastrophe of the Dark Night. When the catastrophe came, the Holy Light was dispersed, all living creatures died in the catastrophe, and the Holy Light Continent has since entered the era of eternal night for millions of years. It wasn't until one day that the dispersed Holy Light reunited and brought a glimmer of light to the Holy Light Continent in the eternal night. The Holy Light Continent recovered again. After millions of years, it finally regained its vitality, and gods and various gods reappeared. Clan creatures. No one knows what happened in the Holy Light Continent. It was not until 100 years ago that the first batch of resurrected evil spirits appeared in the Holy Light Continent. Now people know that they are not the real masters of the Holy Light Continent. Before the catastrophe of the Dark Night, the Holy Spirits are now evil spirits and ghosts, and they want to regain their territory. As the resurrected evil spirits and ghosts become stronger and stronger, even the gods are beginning to be unable to do what they want. So many people, even many gods, pessimistically believed that the defeat was certain, so they gave up resistance one after another and chose to hide in the world to avoid disasters, such as you. The giant black frost dragon was speechless for a long time. Finally, he said coldly, "We are to the evil spirits just like you are to me. We can't defeat the army of evil spirits, just like you can't defeat me. This is a fact that no one can change. I just know how to understand the current situation. I am here to form a seal so that my people don't have to go to hell with you. Isn't this wrong?" The giant black frost dragon sealed itself and turned it into a mountain range. The dragon sons and grandsons in the family could survive in the barrier in the mountain range. Lin Xiao had seen many of this survival method of sleeping in the wild, so he had seen it before. You will be so confident. Lin Xiao sighed, okay, under the catastrophe, everyone has his own ambitions, and you are free to live in an ignoble way. You can continue to complete your unfinished barrier seal here. However, I want to ask you to help me now. A favor. Xianzhuang giant dragon said, what are you busy with? Lin Xiao said, I'll lend you a token. It can be anything, as long as it can prove that you are a real dragon. I want to go back and hand in a task. The Xianzhuang giant dragon thought for a while, you won't reveal my whereabouts to others, will you? Lin Xiao said, of course not. Those evil spirits and strange ghosts are already dead. Dead people should look like dead people. I will kill them all back to hell. By then, you won't need to consume your dragon essence anymore. Let's build a barrier. Ha ha ha. Young man, your ideal is great but also ridiculous. Well, since you are so interesting, I will help you once. As he spoke, a huge dragon scale rolled down from the Xianzhuang dragon's forehead, quickly became smaller in the air, and finally fell into Lin Xiao's hands. Ding! Congratulations on getting the real dragon token, the dragon hunting mission has been completed. Lin Xiao now only needs to go back and hand in the task to get the real dragon reward. However, just when Lin Xiao was about to leave, the Xianzhuang giant dragon suddenly asked, do you know what the original Dark Night catastrophe was? Lin Xiao was stunned. He really didn't know this. If he doesn't even know, let alone others. The author has something to say, thanks to -10227694, Arrogant White Emperor, Yeji, Tencent Mahuateng, Li Feng Scorpio, and Suya for their rewards. Wow, there are several bosses who have rewarded me many times. Thank you so much, I have cried. Chapter 25. What happened in the original Dark Night catastrophe, I am afraid only those evil spirits and ghosts who have experienced it will know. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. They are just a bunch of garbage that has been dead in hell for millions of years and crawled out again. Just let them die again. Lin Xiao left, and the Xianzhuang dragon also restored its mountain form. The Xianzhuang giant dragon, as a noble dragon, chose to escape when faced with the catastrophe, while Lin Xiao was just a mortal, but chose to face it without hesitation. If living just to live like a dog, then Lin Xiao would rather die in hell. In this life, Lin Xiao's goal is no longer just to ascend to the top 10 main gods. Although the 10 main gods are indeed worthy of admiration, it is not enough to defeat the powerful evil spirits and ghosts. He wants to become a full-level Supreme True God. Only the Supreme True God can turn the tide and kill all evil spirits. Although there is a dark night sky in front of him, Lin Xiao firmly believes that the peaceful Holy Light will return to the Holy Light continent in the future. He can definitely do it, and he must do it. In the back hall of Sword Fairy City, looking at the real dragon scales handed over by Lin Xiao, King Bailuo took a deep breath. Originally, he thought that even if Lin Xiao was lucky enough to find the Xianzhuang giant dragon, he would definitely die in the hands of the dragon, so, he advised Lin Xiao not to be too greedy, but unexpectedly, Lin Xiao not only came back alive, but also brought back a real dragon token. King Bailuo quickly took out a treasure box and handed it to Lin Xiao, who immediately opened it. Ding! Congratulations on getting the True Dragon reward, Intermediate Experience Pill ×2, Broken Undead Blade ×1, True Dragon Mark ×1. Lin Xiao's 5 consecutive kills have increased his experience a lot. After taking 2 intermediate experience pills, he finally completed his goal tonight and reached level 10. This is a milestone-like level crossing, which means that he has finally passed his novice stage and can go to True Dragon City to accept more advanced challenges. The Blade of the Broken Undead, a sword that condenses the will of the undead. Level 10 grade, Epic Orange Attack Power 524-610 additional attributes, blessed by the fire element, causing a burning effect on the target, causing continuous burning damage, and slowing down by 30%. Special Epic Attribute, Blood Stealing plus 10%. It's actually an orange epic weapon. In addition to doubling the basic attack power and additional attributes, epic weapons also have special epic attribute blessings, and this attribute is quite powerful. With 10% blood sucking, Lin Xiao also has endurance. Even if he accidentally makes a mistake and loses his blood volume, he can still draw it back bit by bit with his extreme operation. Unless the opponent is strong enough to kill him instantly, or his skills are accurate enough to hit him continuously, he will never die. True Dragon Mark, after unlocking, you will receive the lifelong True Dragon Blessing, the True Dragon Blessing, and your experience points will be doubled when you kill wild monsters and boss. Now in the game, if you want to get double experience, you can only use double experience cards. However, double experience cards can only last for 2 hours, and a maximum of 2 can be used per day. But what Lin Xiao received was the blessing of a lifelong True Dragon, which means that no matter when in the future, as long as he grinds monsters and levels up, he will automatically double his experience. King Boluo smiled and said, "To be honest, this reward is too generous. I have to take care of the feelings of other newcomers. Therefore, in your name, I will give all newcomers a week of double experience time. Now everyone, it's all your fault." Lin Xiao said, "But there are some people, what should I do if I don't want them to take advantage of me? Hehe, forgive me, I am a stingy person and like to hold grudges." King Bailuo was stunned. "Who is it?" Lin Xiao sneered, "My son, ride the wind and admire the moon." The author has something to say. Autumn is here, pay attention to your health, don't be like the author, who put off yesterday until today, thinking it would be fine, but in the end, he still had a fever and couldn't bear it, so he went to the hospital to get medicine. I will try to make up for the updates I owe in the past 2 days tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.